Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, it's the Bennington Show, riding the storm out. The storm is hitting. It's destroying. It's taking people apart. But we're going to be here with you the entire time. You know, I used to have to play that song on terrestrial radio every time a storm came, and we were like, fuck, again? And now it's all I want to do. Now that's the choice. I just do it.
I mean, we're riding the storm out, right?
We definitely are riding the storm out, and we're not missing a thing. It's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. Gail Bennington.
Yo.
Joey Jojo Bennington.
Yo's.
Vito Bennington. And Chris. Slip and Fall Stanley. A lot of people already basically saying that's how your bets.
Bullshit. Why
do you fall down so much?
I don't know. I think I was leaning forward too much during my Periscope this morning during Smoking with Chris, and then I was, getting across the street as I do most mornings, and I took a big spill while running across the street.
Why can't you stay up on your pins?
But I would like to point out, I got up so quickly. I mean, it was just like magic.
Nobody thought so.
I was worried.
Somebody yelled Bomble's Bounce. I don't even know what that means.
Bomble's Bounce.
Oh, that's a good impression.
Thanks. Feel pretty good about it.
That's, what was his name? Cornelius something?
Cornelius.
Yeah, but it's something Cornelius, right?
Yeah, he had like a long last name, I think. Surname.
Chris is looking up. I wish that definitely makes me want to put Vito in that position. But Joe,
Yukon Cornelius.
Thank you very much.
Yukon.
You just beat Google, my friend.
Yes.
You beat Google.
I out-Googled Google.
I want to put Vito in that position. Joe keeps telling me he's not quite ready and he wants to make it work. Hey, by the way, we're talking about riding the storm out. 20 to 30 plus inches of snow for Washington, D.C.
What?
That will shut that city down for months.
That sounds insane.
There goes the government. Done for.
Good news, though. I just saw this. You sign up for the Don Geronimo show. First month is free. So
nice.
Jump on that. Ride the storm out with Don, who is like Mr. DC. I don't know if they actually have that title, but he would win it. Tim in Iowa.
Hey, what's up, cousins?
Hey, what do you say, dude?
Hey, I was wondering if you were playing that. I was worried that Kevin Cronin might have passed away, or I didn't know if you were playing it for Amy Schumer. But now that I hear you're under a big snow warning, I guess that's why, right?
Well, here's the thing. Kevin Cronin, I'm always worried that he's going to get Cronin's disease.
Oh,
it just
terrible
petrifies me.
It would make a lot of sense.
It would make sense. It would make perfect sense. All right, a lot of people are writing in on the Twitter tweets, and then a lot of people are disagreeing with your picks, Chris Stanley, your football picks this weekend.
All right, look, the picks are, and they're locks. We're straight in Locktown right now. I'm going to say we're straight out of Lockton because, look, it's the Cardinals +3 against the Panthers on the road. Take it because it's a pick 'em, and the Cardinals are going to win. And it's a pick 'em, and you're getting +3. You know I like points.
It's a what 'em?
It's a pick 'em, but you're getting +3, so... You get those points. You could put them inside yourself. You digest them, and you make money.
Buddy McFarland was totally grossed out by you yesterday. And I noticed something, too.
Yeah.
You were very nervous around those guests. You were not yourself.
I always wanted to make a good impression in front of Voss and Bonnie. That's all.
That makes me want to have Voss and Bonnie in here every day. Because...
He's on his best behavior.
I believe that the Stanley, his meltdown is going to work out okay. You are sending an apology email that goes on file, part of which is to not be smoking in the revolving door. One of the things that they have on him is that he's lit cigarettes while in the revolving door. And
you just have to wait.
That I had no defense for. As his attorney, I was just like, well, obviously he doesn't understand what outside is, but I'm going to make sure. They want you to light your cigarette 25 to 30 feet away from the door.
Come on, not even right outside the door?
Dude,
Chris, it's
can I tell you that they don't like you? Security doesn't like you.
Oh, and after the last incident where I freaked out and told everyone basically to go fuck themselves, I don't blame them for not liking me. But the smoking thing, I'm a human being. I have rights.
Dude, your slip and fall today,
yeah.
They worry about a lawsuit against them.
I thought that was like part of the city. That's the building.
Why do you think their guards are there?
Oh, shit.
Are you bleeding?
Yeah, I'm bleeding.
Oh, my God, Chris. I just noticed he's dripping blood from his hand.
Is there any way for us, I guess Can we go back and watch the actual fall?
Yeah, we can watch. We can watch.
Now,
the fall.
you know who disagrees with you on your Denver pick is everyone who works for ESPN. I watched them all this morning.
And what do they know?
Well, they work in the world of sports.
They ain't gambling though, and I'm a gambling man, and I've been on such a shit streak that I am due. There is no, and I believe in these picks in my heart.
Well, that
Denver.
part doesn't matter, but I do feel like the odds have to come back to him.
Yeah, eventually he's going to have to swing back on the other side.
It just, I mean, that's just straight numbers. You can't just keep being wrong over and over and over and basically a 50-50. Like, if you lose heads and tails flips 30 times in a row, you're bound to get hot. You just can't go on like that forever. No one is that much of a schlep rock. And how did you get your selfie stick back?
It was in the office. It was found. Thank God. Thanks, Brian Smith, for that selfie stick, and I found it again.
What was it found under? A bunch of empty bottles?
It was found under some, I think,
I
some
walked
banners.
in that office the other day, and it's fucking disgusting. And there was all kinds of things that we could have given out, and I'm like, well, what about all these footballs and stuff? And then Chris is like, yeah, I'm gonna get all that stuff, registered on a piece of paper. I don't know what we have. It's sitting literally in front of his desk. Just footballs and basketball.
There's a lot of sports memorabilia. Signed. Some good stuff.
Do you have it yet?
I have the list, yes.
Maybe we'll do a nice Super Bowl bonsai party.
There's a real nice prize for a bonsai party.
Well, it looks like there's a bunch of footballs.
Yeah, there is a bunch of footballs, but there's one that's beautiful.
But I want to explain something to you. Yeah. Well, football season's over. Why do we want footballs? They'll be sitting there till next year if you don't get rid of them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fire sale.
Oh, my God.
I found where I fell on my Periscope.
Let's take a look at it.
It's on at the iBang. Wine lemonade. Oh, shit. It's not a fucking green light, a red light, whatever. I just gotta make it across. Fuck. Did it. Got it. Got it, lady.
First of all, you are correct that you did fall in the city. So that's good. But why was the selfie stick fall before you?
Yeah, because it was I fell to my right, and I was holding the selfie stick.
That's
in my
a
right.
long, slow fall, then.
Yeah.
Because I felt as I was running across the street, I felt myself losing balance, trying to fucking catch myself, and I knew it was gonna happen. I was like, maybe I'll just then nope, it's over, and I fucking slid across the sidewalk. I slid a good 4 feet. I was like, what the fuck is happening inside my own head?
Did they just destroy you in there? Were they dying?
Oh, there were some women laughing at me on the corner, yeah. Yeah, I didn't appreciate that. They see a man fall and hurt himself.
I don't know how you line this Twitter up, but it's in a way that I don't want. I don't want to just see what's on our tweet feed. I want to see what our listeners have to say. I don't want to read what every comic in the world is talking about.
Go to notifications.
Thank you. Because I don't do Twitter. I don't do Facebook. I don't do any of this goddamn stupid nerd shit.
Nerdy social media bullshit.
It's for nerds.
But the cart man was worried about me.
Did he see you fall?
Yeah, he saw
Your
me
butter
fall.
gold man?
Oh, God. I would see this would be just crushing to my spirit. And you're fine with it.
I'd probably quit. Oh, my God. You see it good there.
Yeah, here I am. Just put on Luke. Fuck it. Green light, a red light, whatever. I just gotta make it across. Fuck.
Oh, God. I
Did it. Got it.
All right, Kingston Pete says, hey, did you notice that Yukon Cornelius, like Chris Stanley, also made disgusting licking noises?
That's true.
Hicks should be called 1 foot out the door of Bennington. Instead of betting on football, Hicks would do better to buy a gun and 1 bullet.
Come on.
I'm shocked that Pepper still has a job. Does he have a new ID? No wonder he doesn't take you seriously. This is his 30th warning. See, Gail and I were on the phone last night discussing the fact that we don't think that you should be known as the fuck up.
I don't want to be known as the fuck up.
And yet all you do is fuck up. Particularly since the Christmas drunk it seems like you haven't come out of it. Your mind is still a little shot. You're in a lot of off the air problems. You tried to be corporate Chris some time ago, and you were deemed too sloppy to fit into that world.
Was that the final word on it?
Slop, the slop factor.
In your employee review?
I mean, you see what middle management here looks like, right?
Look at you.
Yeah. Not like the difference is they've all shaved, and none of them are wearing a hunting cap that says "Make America Great Again."
I think that's a positive to have a hunting cap that says, "Thank you, Brad Stinks and Alex Intern."
Take a look around.
Yeah.
Do you see any hunting around this fucking place?
I love camo. It looks great on me.
Yes, if you want to wear camo here, have buildings all over your hat. You don't fit in with anything.
Where is he?
Where is he? That's what they say when it's time for a meeting. Where is he?
I'll give you this. You have kept the button downs, the collared shirts going. That was an improvement.
My dad's shirts look good.
Yeah. Well, you're becoming that guy. And I don't know if it's the best idea for you to be that guy.
Well, the fall this morning did not help that.
Who was your guest today?
That was Butcher from Liquid Metal and the Boneyard Faction.
I loved hearing about WWE metal tribute bands. I didn't know they existed.
Neither did I. Very informative scope this morning.
All right, riding the storm out. It's 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Now, it's not supposed to hit here until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then what is New York supposed to get?
We're supposed to get a foot, is what they're saying.
A foot.
A foot of snow.
Yeah.
And some places are getting 2.5 feet and more. It just doesn't feel like we're going to get a foot of snow here.
It doesn't seem like it right now. It's certainly cold. But you know how sometimes you just get a feeling, you're like, oh, I can tell this is going to be a bad one.
Right.
I mean,
not here.
Maybe we could be wrong. I haven't done any kind of shopping for it, so I hope that it's...
That's smart. It's smart to really be low on supplies before a blizzard hits.
I'm all stocked up with Blue Apron. I feel good about that.
Well, that gives you 3 good days of
I know.
meals. Oh, man, I ate the chicken meatballs in polenta last night.
How was it?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm saving that for this weekend because...
It was unbelievable. I feel like I'm going to buy yours from you right now. I was actually eating it going, this is one of the best things I've ever eaten in my life.
I had one left over from last week, so I finished my last week's last night, and it was the Korean beef, and it was with the rice cakes.
There's a lot of rice cakes are out of this world.
So good.
I know. They're like gummy and Hicks, what did you have? Dollar pizza again?
Let's see. I had some tacos last night.
He's hoping that a 97 cent pizza place comes into his neighborhood.
Please, God. Please.
And what kind of roll were you eating today?
That was an egg roll.
A buttered egg roll.
A buttered egg roll, yeah. He always, my guy always runs out of his hard rolls.
Mahar rolls.
But it was fully catered this morning.
And here's our buddy Kyle. Hey, Kyle, what's up?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
What part of California are you in again?
What part of California?
Yeah.
I am in Orange County, South Orange County.
So you're not getting any of this bad weather?
No, we have a giant gas leak right now.
Yeah, I got one too. He's running the board.
Yeah.
It's for the booth, my guess.
Good.
It's the park box.
Clear. Hey, sorry about the storm and everything, but you guys will be fine. Did you guys watch Baskets last night?
I did watch Baskets. You guys?
I recorded it, so I'm going to be watching it this weekend.
I thought it was amazing.
Well, the thing is, the reviews are being pretty rough on it, but I watched the first episode and I'm definitely in. And the scene, they kind of give it away in the trailer where he's playing this kind of French clown, but he's in a rodeo. And it was actually beautiful and fucking hilariously horrifying what happened to him. But the girl who kind of plays his sidekick, she's a comic, right?
Is she really?
Yeah, she's a stand-up. And I got to find her name here. because she was absolutely fantastic in this.
But I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not going to say what happens, but I thought Louis Anderson stole the show.
Louis Anderson steals everything that he's ever in. Let's face it.
And when he
I
shows
didn't know
up,
he was in it.
I'm gonna give it away the spoiler because it's going to be a constant thing.
Okay.
Louis Anderson plays his mother.
Oh my God! I'm so excited.
I'm not kidding you.
hey Ronnie,
He's amazing.
Ronnie, I live in Southern California, but we drive to San Francisco all the time, and we have to go through Bakersfield.
Right.
And I'm watching the show with a couple buddies of mine last night, and Louis Anderson comes on, and we go, "That's a Bakersfield mom."
That's amazing.
That's what they look like.
All right, Martha Kelly is the comic who plays his kind of sidekick, and she's real. You know, obviously Zach is mean to her and everything, and she's weirdly one note. And I don't know, there's just something so great about it. I don't think she's done any acting before this.
Oh, really?
But she's very deadpan in her stand-up. And she's just great in this, you know?
Really looking forward to it. Like, when I saw the trailer for it, I thought that it was probably going to be something I was going to dig.
Gail, you're going to totally dig it.
Well, you're like me. You've got that thing where whatever it is, Zach just gets to you every time, right?
Yeah.
There's just, I remember, I thought that the Fiona Apple, video that he did with her years and years ago was one of the most amazing things that I ever saw in my life.
Yeah, I could watch that video. Like, sometimes I'll think of that song and like, oh man, I gotta watch that video because it's so, he's so funny and weird, and
he never should have become a major star. That's the weird thing about him. There was never anything in his preparation to become a big movie star. So this show seems more like that guy, right?
Yes.
From early on. All right, Kyle, thanks. We'll stay in touch over this. By the way, Eastside Dave was writing to me about my Ray Liotta TV show that I watch every week. It's Ray Liotta and J-Lo as New York cops on the tape. And I believe we're the only two people watching it. And he writes to me, "Why did Ray Liotta kiss that guy last night?" And I go, "Your brother's gay. Why don't you call him with these questions? Some boys like boys. Don't fuck." Your brother writes for the LA Weekly. I think you should understand by now. But I know no one else is watching it. I'm not going to tell people to, hey, watch this thing, because every once in a while Ray Liotta pops up. But I know that it's going to be one of those shows that's just gone and leaves me hanging. And I'll be like, well, did the sergeant get better?
No closure.
Did that guy come out of his coma? There's a million of those. Where you start to watch it and you're like, I think the show could turn good. It's gone.
Is Under the Dome still on? Did they ever
oh my God.
finish up with that?
How long was your coma?
2 years?
No, they only run that in the summer.
All right.
Under the Dome is like a weird, and I think they even got outside of the dome. That was a one season and out for me.
yeah, I watched the first season and then I watched the first episode of the second season. I was like, no, I can't continue. This is very silly. This is very silly.
If you have a show like that, you can never take a break. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah.
They've never taken breaks in years. Under the Dome should have done that. It's like Hicks. I need football season to end so we can stop losing, stop drinking. You said you're going to stop drinking.
Day after the Super Bowl, 8 weeks.
For 2 years.
8
8 weeks. Why 8 weeks? Why did you pick 8 weeks?
Because I did 6 weeks last year. I want to one-up myself.
Okay. How long
That
before
would be
the shake
7.
stop? he doesn't count. Good. He's not a big counter.
Oh, God, no. Well, I understand her spreads, not even that very well.
No. You know how to lose to him.
I know to get them points.
You're funny, though. You never bet the over-under in the first game. You only do that to double up, right?
Yeah, because, well, let's say I lose the first game, right? Which I can't see happening this weekend. I would then, double down, like, fuck this, let's go over-under.
And then if you don't, right, you don't turn around and do it.
Yeah, because I'm parlaying. So, all right, okay, so the first part of the parlay, all right, we're good. But if that first game loses, well, then the whole bet's fucked. So, like, all right, let's double down. Let's get another parlay going with the spread and the over or the under. I mean, I'll take a look at the overs and unders. I mean, if people want that advice.
All right, remember when I told Jessica there was no way that she would be doing these shows in D.C.? I told her that yesterday.
Yes.
They closed things down before the snow.
Yeah.
She just wrote, "You were right, driving back to Buffalo now."
Shit.
Oh, no.
We felt that in the interest and safety of the crew, of the band, of the 930 Club staff, most importantly, the fans, we will not attempt you to put on shows under these circumstances. No one calls out and the snow day earlier than the DC area.
Yeah.
They just don't do it. Now, I've got some great news for everybody. Men and women, boys and girls. Up on the iBank today is a picture of Kate Hudson in the bathtub, ass out. There you have it, folks.
Excuse me?
I believe what most human beings would call the finest life-size ass in America today.
Manageable ass.
Yeah, we're not comparing her with a Kardashian ass. She had her makeup girl take the old-fashioned Polaroid.
Sexy.
Now, she's tan enough on that ass. It makes me feel like she has it out a lot anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to say either it's out or it's a fake tan. It could be a spray tan.
But in a tub, would that work for you?
Yeah, you could spray tan. It lasts for like a week or two.
I had no idea this.
Yeah.
It doesn't run?
It's like almost like a permanent dye. Semi-permanent dye.
That's really good. It's better for you than the sun. Stay out of the sun. The sun kills. But that girl's ass, and let me tell you, this is second generation great ass.
Yeah.
I'm going to imagine her grandmother has a great ass too, but I've never had the opportunity to see her.
She must.
But Goldie Hawn, her mom, has always had the greatest ass in the world. And Kate Hudson kept the family business going.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Remember the pictures that came out in her in that red bikini like years ago?
Why would you be talking about a red bikini when you see her naked ass right there?
She's fully nude.
Your drunken coma brain does to you. There's a beautiful picture.
Fully exposed ass.
Yes, fully exposed.
Yes, we know where it's located.
You don't need to put the mouse.
He circled it with the mouse. This is the area in which the ass is?
This is why I need you to get up to speed. I don't want him on the computer. Joey, you're telling me he's not ready yet.
I just don't think he's quite there yet. He's almost there. Not all the way there.
This is an undertrained staff. And it takes us back to a drunk who's in charge of the staff. Actually, somebody wrote something to me. I'll have to find it. About 2 questions management should be asking Chris Stanley.
Oh.
Now, Joey, you are an ass guy, right?
Love the asses, yep.
What do you think of Kate Hudson's beautiful, perhaps spray tanned, perhaps real tan ass?
I love it. It's almost perfect. Almost perfect.
Oh, the tie-in.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Even if it is spray tan, I don't
tie
even care.
into the almost famous with an almost perfect.
I love that it's like the old like kind of boudoir type
I know, I love
photo.
that kind of, it's a Viagra tub. You know, they use them in the Viagra commercials.
So romantic.
Yeah, with this girl in the tub next to you.
Yeah.
2 tubs just happen to be outside. You know what it'd take to move that tub?
Porcelain. What the fuck?
And I think it's even the logo for Cialis. It's for some reason, if you don't have a boner, look to the tub. The tub is how to get that boner back.
All right, this is the 2 questions Ken Mills wanted to me ask.
What's up, Kenham?
Jesus, just yelling that out. You don't feel like you're going to be able to take care of yourself here. It says, at a time other than when Pepper and or his team is fucks up. Chris, do you have any intention to improve your chosen field of employment? That's your first question.
Yes.
Yes, how?
By doing a good job? By not being a fuck up?
Oh my God. Can you imagine that in an interview? Why should we hire you? I'm going to do a good job and not be a fuck up.
Don't you want those two things, sir?
And have you planned to effectively train those below you so they are as effective in their positions as they can be?
Yes, I want them to be as effective, yes.
Nito's still not ready to come in and run a computer in the year 2016.
He has to take a computer class.
He's looking around for the on button.
I have him in an Excel class.
All right, now, I didn't even understand this. The reason that Kate had her ass out like this was to make Nick Jonas regret his life choice, because I guess they're not together anymore. So she put out this picture, they say.
Oh.
She hasn't said this.
Really?
But I guess the rags are saying this was to taunt him for not being there anymore.
I didn't know that Jonas left.
I don't know who he is.
I know they were dating.
Who is Jonas, first of all?
He's like a Jonas boy. I don't know. He's like one of the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were like 8.
Yeah, she
Or-
was.
But they've been around, I guess, a while.
Yeah, I mean, he's very much younger than her, for sure. It was a
She doesn't
scandalous thing. But, yeah, they were dating, and I didn't even know that they had split. I mean, I don't
That kid
feel like.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Shit.
He dumped her.
Like, where are you
doesn't
going,
make
Jonas?
sense.
He's 23.
Jonas is busy being a winter storm right now. He has a lot on his
Oh, is that
mind.
the name of it?
Winter storm
I didn't know
Jonas.
that we named the winters. I thought we only named hurricanes.
They started.
Holy shit. Look at the blizzard forecast. It's
Oh,
everywhere.
there it is.
It's going to run from Chattahoochee all the way up to NYC.
It's winter storm Jonas.
Oh, my God. They said that it's going to be higher than the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh.
The Lincoln Memorial will be completely covered.
How?
This is horrible.
People writing in too, yes, I plan to do that isn't a sufficient answer. They're now saying you would have lost anything in a real company.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy. Well, that picture's just fabulous.
I hope that Jonas bro is really regretting it.
Which one is he? Who are the other two brothers?
I don't know
Jeff
any of their
Jonas?
names or any.
Oh, Jonas. Jonas is the last
Nick
name?
Jonas is, I think, one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the dude that broke up with Kate Hudson.
Well, is he a solo act now?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know. I feel like they maybe broke up. Does Kashmir maybe know more about
Thank
the Jonas
God.
Brothers?
All right. Well, they're from New Jersey, so I'm very.
Oh,
well
what part?
like Monmouth County area.
All right, sweet. That's where Dave lives.
Right. Yeah. My aunt babysat them once.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I
All
am
three?
all three. All 4, because there's a little tiny one that no one.
Oh.
Yeah, but Nick is the middle guy who kind of broke out and got really successful.
He's got hit songs?
Yeah, hit songs. He plays a lot at gay clubs because he's like, I love them just because he takes his shirt off because the songs aren't that good.
Smart.
Yeah. And then the older one is now a contractor in New Jersey.
That's great.
Yeah, he was on Real Housewives of New Jersey being a contractor. So he moved to television. And then Joe Jonas is in like a new band that no one really.
I feel like Joe Jonas would be my favorite.
He's mine.
Is he the shortest curly haired one?
No, that's Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah. Joe's like the kind of like the tannest one.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
He's got the best name. Joe
Yeah.
Jonas is a great
JJ,
name.
yeah, right?
And he's like the swarthier of the three.
So, was this last year that your aunt babysat them, or was it earlier?
2 weeks ago. She was coddling him because he's crying
Joe
over that
Jonas,
picture.
get up those steps. I promised your mom you would be bathed before she got home. I always like those, when you hear about that. I know that Blondie used to take care of Hard Rock Johnny.
Yes. Great babysitter from what I've heard.
And Johnny says one time when she was leaving, he yelled out the window, "Call me." And she stopped, took out like a little notebook and just wrote that down.
Aw.
So maybe that's where the
Yeah.
song came from.
Exactly. That's how she got the title.
Yeah.
And hook.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking of just working the title right into the hook.
Smart. Smart. Josh says that Pepper gives vague Trump answers. Well, he is wearing the Make America Great Again.
Just trying to make America.
And he actually told me this show's going to be so good, you're not even going to believe it. You're going to be thanking me so much because it's going to be the goodest show ever. Galen, does your building have a lost and found picture of a run over Green Bay hat that looks like Pepper's exact idea on the drain? Look how Gail pulled it up on hers because Pepper wasn't ready to take down the ass pic. That's great.
It's a nice ass pic.
All right, Break wants to give us some Nick Jonas stories. Yeah.
Hey there, guys.
Hey.
Nick Jonas was in the 25th anniversary stage show of Les Mis. It was pretty awesome.
Sweet gig. Now, yeah. I don't respect anybody who would walk away from that ass, though.
Mm-mm.
She runs that ass over you. Owen Wilson tried to cut his own neck or something when she took that ass away.
The Butterscotch Stallion?
Stop taking your ass away! She's fantastic. I remember in the Unmasked I did with her, she just sat up in her chair and just was like,
kitty cat.
Like just would lick her paws every once in a while. And the whole room was just crazy about her.
Yeah, she's such a doll.
She's, but she is a center of attention. You know what I mean? Like wherever she goes, she's the center of attention. I mean, even taking that bath, like you said, that bath is somebody who's serious about their bath time.
Look at how pensive she is, like looking out the window.
She's looking out the window.
She's thinking.
Yeah, she's thinking, like, is there a mouse out there? I wish she would be thinking, I'm going to roll over right now. But it's Almost Famous, of course. You know, she was it in Almost Famous.
She was the girl.
Her plane could have went down after that. We'd have been fine with it.
She would have been our greatest actress.
Buckknife says this, true story, the B-52s used to babysit my father-in-law. That's the whole band?
Wait, come on.
Buckknife, you gotta come up with some details to that.
What the detail?
Hey Now writes this, surprise, surprise, went to 3 stores this morning and there's 0 milk available, of course. We've got to get all the milk. There's a storm coming.
You fucked up, bro.
Who did that panic? It's the comic that did the panic thing. I got to get the milk. The snow coming. Queen Elizabeth said, I know I'm late, but I am riding the storm out.
Good. I was worried. We didn't hear from her.
Did you overnight her prize to her?
Yes, it should be arriving today via UPS. Queen Elizabeth.
Via?
Via?
Via.
Vic DeBetto did the bread and milk panic. That thing went super viral. I'm worried that Kenny's still around. Is everything okay with him?
Hope so.
Or is it open a meeting?
That I'm not sure.
I've never known Hope to stay this late in his life. We did say this yesterday, but the official word is out that Pete Holmes and Judd Apatow got their HBO show greenlit. And I just want to say this. It's great that something good has finally happened for Judd Apatow. He's been pushing and pushing and pushing with 0 success all these years. Now HBO is going to believe in him and give him the opportunity to put a show on TV. You got to love this country.
You know, to me, that's such a Cinderella story when you hear something like that.
Yeah.
And it makes you think like, you know, sometimes you're having a hard time, you're pushing for something, you're struggling. You hear something like this, you're like, you know what? Maybe me too.
You know what? That's true. Never give up. In the way of Cinderella's story, if I was HBO, I would have came there with a glass slipper and said, excuse me, Judd Apatow, will you try this show on? And then if he tried to put his foot in, but it was too big, and the glass slipper breaks, and just a shard goes into his foot, be like, I'm sorry, but we've got a show for you.
That's what we were trying to say.
I don't care. I'm bleeding out. Oh!
What I wanted to say was, if the show fits, make it.
Get it? Show fit?
I'm bleeding.
But you do have a show. Well, this is a big weekend for football. And none of the football... Is New England going to be part of this? Or I don't think the storm goes all the way to New England.
Boston ain't going to get hit, no. New England's going to dodge this bullet.
That's good news. Wait, they're playing in Denver anyway.
Yeah.
So what do we care?
Apparently it's going to be warmer in Denver than it is in Carolina.
That makes sense. Greg, Connecticut.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, you know.
Listen, if you Google image the cover of December's Women's Health magazine,
why wouldn't
this
we?
girl, Natalie Dormer from the Hunger Games, she looks exactly like Hudson. I mean, it's her doppelganger.
There's a resemblance. I was ready to yell bullshit, but she does look like her. Same hair, same forehead.
Wait, this is the Game of Thrones girl?
Yeah. She plays Marjorie Tyrell.
No, Hunger Games.
Stop screaming. Is she in both Hunger Games?
Yeah, she's in Hunger Games too. But she first got known for Game of Thrones.
But if you look at the cover of Women's Health...
We are.
We are staring at it, yes.
Okay.
You've turned this into a negative. We agreed with you.
Man.
To be honest, this is
I know you're
racist.
freaked out about the storm, Greg.
What?
Yeah. You're freaked out and you're melting down because the storm's coming. You just got to keep riding the storm on.
Riding the storm.
That song just goes fucking crazy there. All right, people are saying that if the show fits, wear it. You should have saved that for what's that all about? I did bring some snow boots today. If you guys are planning to do one,
Yes.
I know you were invited to something pretty cool after the show, but
I have some time, so no worries.
got all kinds of time.
Man, I'm just sitting here thinking how jealous I am that the entire B-52 is babysat
I don't
someone.
believe that story is
I would
true.
have loved that. The entire band.
Dude, you should go up to that girl from the B-52's trailer park.
Kate Pearson?
Yeah. Kate Pearson.
Pearson?
Yeah. Believe in yourself. You don't have to. Kate, is it? Kate. It's very cool.
Yeah, I've seen the website.
It's the Lazy Meadow.
Yeah, it looks so cool. These like really cool looking double wides.
I didn't go in a double wide. I stayed in that like little cottage right there.
That is so adorable.
I got there and I went, oh, the double wide looks so cute. Do you have a building that a person can sleep in? I don't want to be in a trailer. Holy shit, Hard Rock Johnny heard his name and had to call immediately. Yes, Johnny.
I didn't hear my name. When did that happen?
We were talking about Blondie babysitting you. Changing your
I heard
diaper.
I did not have an entire band, unfortunately, so that guy had to beat whoever had the entire B-52s. It would be really awesome just to have an entire band at your disposal.
Sure, it would be.
I'm just really worried about this storm.
You should be, Johnny. You're in the what they consider the ground zero of the storm.
Okay.
What town do you live in?
Hackensack, New Jersey.
Let me look it up. 70 inches.
What?
70
Yes.
inches.
But luckily I'm on the 16th floor, so I think I'll be okay.
Well, you'll be climbing stairs because they claim that the electric will be out for months.
Oh my God.
And they said before you know it, gangs of kids will be roaming in the street like the Khmer Rouge, shooting
No.
people and
Cannibalizing.
cooking them in the street.
Good luck with that.
There's already Syrian children riding toboggans. I saw those videos up on the iBank today. That they're getting across our border on toboggans.
So fast.
The video of these kids is the sweetest thing ever. It's the Syrian refugee kids, and it's like their first time ever seeing snow.
Yeah.
It's the sweetest thing. Like you could see their face. Like, have you ever had that experience where you could say something that is so common to the rest of the world, like experiencing it for the first
First of all,
time?
I still act like this when I get on a toboggan. I act like a Syrian kid. I'm so happy. Yeah, that's a very happy kid. Those Syrians are pretty light skinned, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. fair, even.
Look how happy they are.
That is the sweetest thing.
Look at them.
Yeah, they're just the happiest kids ever. You know what I would say to them, though? You don't have to live like a refugee. You don't have to live like a refugee. Yeah, that thing is up there. I hate to say it with giant truck tire, where something makes you so happy. And the giant truck tire was one of the happiest we've ever been. Just a truck tire that rolls and rolls and rolls. You ever see it, Gail?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, God, I wish I had Vito on the thing today. I wish he was up. And look at this guy typing away with his big, dumb trucker hat on. Oh, look at the giant truck tire. Oh, they've taken it off.
Oh, no. Wait.
Oh, we've got another one?
Mirrored?
It's a mirror.
Has it been mirrored?
I didn't know that was called mirrored.
Yeah, it's mirrored when they...
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right, watch this. So these kids are like down in South America. Look at the size of the truck driver.
Jesus.
Try to make it big, Chris.
It's not working.
All right, just leave it then. Stop pushing them out. They don't even know if they can get it to the top of this.
Freno.
That sounded like Joe, didn't it?
Freno. Una.
It does sound like
It sounds basically like Joe.
Una.
There it goes. Now watch this. Truck tire. Look at it. It's just going down this hill. Up in the air. It comes back up again. And again. The third time. Now these, and then hits the ocean. Look at those kids. Now let me tell you something. Those kids can live to be 100. They can end up being the discoverers of cancer penicillin, a way of giving penicillin to people that cures cancer. And yet that's still the best moment of their whole lives.
Absolutely.
They'll never be happier than they are with giant truck tire.
Joe, how thrilling was it to be there?
You fucking South American prick.
Una. Dos.
Wait.
Dude, you sound so much like those kids.
It's so weird. It really does.
Para.
You and your little tattoos could be living down there.
Oh, see, that would be great.
Bring them with.
When you say C, do you mean yes? Oh, yes, that would be great.
I meant like the C, like the SEAC.
No, you didn't.
No. That's short for semen. His fucking favorite cocktail.
Ew, is that true?
He loves it. He loves it.
I said that in confidence.
You said it into a microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Johnny, don't worry about the snow. You're going to be fine.
I'm going to try to ride it out.
Yeah, ride the storm out. You got any REO Speedwagon pants over there?
I do. I have an extra pair of trousers. REO Speedwagon
trousers, eh?
Yeah, they're dressier days.
My favorite place to eat over at Hard Rock is Roadie Corner. You know, it's just stuff from Roadies all over.
Nice.
Redbeard. All right, bro. Enjoy
Be safe
yourself
out
in the
there,
snow.
Benningtons.
You too, my friend. Peace. Did Johnny ever get alerted about that other possibility?
Yes, he has been.
And
We're
where are
working.
we on that?
We're working it out. It's figuring out times.
Could it work?
It could work.
Where would you put the percentages right now?
I'm saying 70-30 as of right now.
That means it's got to be 30-70 at best.
Oh, no.
No,
You
the
gotta go
other way. Other way.
Whatever you think, I go the opposite.
No, Zona's going to take it this weekend, and it's going to be a Arizona Cardinals, as I call them, Brocos Super Bowl.
Oh, that's what you were saying, Zona? I didn't know. Is that the thing that people say?
Nobody says that.
Okay.
Arizona is what I meant. The Arizona Cardinals will win this weekend. It's a lock. Arians is a better coach than Ron Rivera.
Who just won Coach of the Year?
Ron Rivera.
Thank you.
He rests his case.
Seems that was fixed.
They're going to have the MVP, the Coach of the Year.
And they're going to be watching the Super Bowl at home. Is what's going to be fucking happening. Cam Newton's going to be just... And
why are you jinxing? Stop jinxing.
I'm not jinxing.
You know, John Gruden came out and said this, that he hates the instant replay and wishes they would get rid of it. I agree. But I think it's just the opposite. There's going to be even more instant replay. Because we stop almost every play now.
Yeah.
And we're like, watch his knee. Stop it. How close is it? And you just like, play the fucking game.
Everything's a Zapruder film. Everything.
It is a Zapruder film. And to the back.
Is that an elbow? Is that what just happened? Was he out of bounds? The foot drag? I'm so sick of hearing did the foot drag.
Ugh.
Yeah, why are they always saying that? Because your foot has to...
You have to have 2 feet in.
Yeah. Okay.
So normally you have 1 foot planted.
Right, and if
then
that
you've got to
little tippy toe drags like that, then it's
and
two.
they train. They do that constantly in their life. There's 2 things that they train: dragging a foot and the one-handed catch, even when they don't need to. Remember when somebody would make a one-handed catch and everybody'd be freaked out?
Oh, my God!
The front page of the fucking Post. And now it's like every game. Oh, one-handed catch. Can you believe it? Yes.
Yawn.
Because of the sticky fucking glove and the fact that you have 7 feet tall people now leaping into the air instead of running a fucking pattern.
Nope. They're just physical freaks that could just, no matter the ball's within 10 feet of them, they'll catch it.
Is that true, though? Do you believe that? Because I don't. You know what I mean? I don't think that these guys are better than if I'd rather have a Jerry Rice. You know? Look at that little son of a bitch that Brady can't live without.
Edelman.
He ain't leaping in the air making one-handed catches, and he's in the championship game. I just think that that's a waste of time, what they do with those dudes. Run down 8 feet and then jump 7 feet in the air.
We'll make it work.
I think it's hurt the game. I really do. That this game is now just some kind of a jump in the air game instead of a guy who can run a fucking pattern and blow people away with it. You know, that was the exciting thing about it. Now, see, I sound like, stuck in the 80s. But to me, if you go back and watch those same performances, a guy who can run a fucking pattern, juke people out of their shoes, so much better than watching a guy covered running fucking 10 yards and then leaping into the air.
Megatron.
It's a fucking perfect example. I don't get it. I don't see the fucking enjoyment of it.
People just like to see physical freaks.
What people?
The people who watch the NFL games.
You think that they're the ones choosing this?
No, but they enjoy watching.
I've been watching for a long time. I never got to choose any players. Never said, we're going to leave it up to you. You're the fan. You choose who you want as wide receiver.
Why don't I get a say in the draft?
There's just something about that I don't think has helped the game. Jerry Rice, you would constantly be thinking, how did he fucking get open? How did he pull that off? Megatron, you're like, oh, he ran 6 yards and jumped up in the air.
Well, he's only 6'6". But then there are guys like Gronkowski who are both, who can run routes and they can fucking catch them, and they're freakish.
You consider him a great route runner?
Yeah, I think he's a great route runner. And he's just a giant man. Giant, scary
To
man.
me, when you would watch Steve Largent, and you're like, they've got 2 guys on him, and he got open somehow 8 yards. You know what I mean? There's no one near him, and they were double teaming him. It's because he knew where he was running. The fucking quarterback knew exactly where he was going to be, and he would just juke guys out of their shoes. It was much more exciting to me. Scott in Boston, how are you?
Yeah. How you doing, buddies? $1 million, Ronnie.
Same deal.
I just wanted to call. I just wanted to let you know I've been listening to Ron and Fez for like 2 years. Around the time that Anthony got fired, I really got hooked on your show because you're a fucking awesome dude. The real ass dude in the parlance of the Puerto Rican medicine.
Okay.
But I don't know. I just wanted to tell you that I really recently I emailed you a couple months ago, but I think I had the wrong email about how I've just really hit a wall, a Pepper Hicks style wall. What? And this is looking at you, buddy.
Can't see.
I don't know. I'm gonna go into detox on Monday, and it's because of you, Ronnie.
I only wish that you were taking Stanley with you.
I wish you would come with me. It'd be fucking awesome. We'd hang out and eat fucking dollar pizzas.
$10 pizzas.
Would you go and ride this out with Scott?
Would you do it with Scott?
Scott, you gotta grow this road alone.
You got to grow this.
I wish you'd come with me, but
How are you going to grow it? Figure out.
I appreciate Ronnie. I just want to tell you though that you're a big inspiration of what I.
Well, I wish you the best of luck, my friend.
Yeah. Thanks, buddies.
All right, make sure you check back in with us. All right.
I will actually. Thanks, man. I've been listening forever, man.
All right. Take care.
All right. Take it easy, buddies.
Hicks's thick tongue response to him couldn't have been more inappropriate.
Yeah, now I think about it, it's pretty bad. Didn't mean it. Like, without me, I meant.
And he can't grow a road anyway.
No, that
doesn't make sense.
It's a thick tongue thing.
Yeah.
That's where we are with this now. All right, why don't we take a break? Right back. Bennington. It's the Bennington Show. I have found out that Shark Tank will still go on tonight, so if you're snowed in and you still have electricity, you will find out if somebody's dream of being the chocolate-covered peanut king will work out.
I am, Sharks, I'm a hard worker, okay?
Yeah. Like you, I had a dream, and all I do is think about chocolate-covered penises.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Didn't I say chocolate-covered peanuts?
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure it sounded like you said something else. Sounded like you said.
Well, here at Chocolate-Covered Penises,
what?
We are...
I'm sorry, I have to stop you. It just seems like you keep saying penises.
Yes, it's a problem I have. I say what I'm thinking about. But I'm asking for $30 million for 2% of my business.
Okay, we're just working out the math here.
Right now, I haven't sold any. Mainly because I don't know where to get boxes. I have a bunch of them just sitting on a table, but if I had boxes, and that's what I'm looking for the money for, a lot of boxes.
$3 million worth of boxes?
They're expensive. I'm sending them out in gold boxes. Because who wouldn't want a giant gold box full of chocolate-covered penises? Now, Sharks, if you're ready to wrap your mouth around my chocolate-covered penis... You know, most of these things, I told you, I saw that movie, Joy, right? And they call her an inventor. Steve Wozniak was an inventor. You who come up with a fucking mop that you can wash, I don't know if I would consider that an invention.
You're an entrepreneur for sure.
It's as seen on TV.
Yeah.
Those things... that now they have like the little, like when you're in the mall, there's a kiosk and you're like, I've seen on TV.
Yeah.
I do want the pet egg. It's an egg that you can scrape the skin off your feet.
I hate watching that commercial of the pet egg. I hate it.
Well, when I lived down in Florida, they not only had the commercials, the HSN, but there was a lot of infomercials being shot out of there. And also the guy who had remember the newspaper, it was like a little magazine that you could get and buy used cars on it?
Auto Trader?
Yeah. I went to that dude's house. He had literally like you were in a fucking movie where you went into his garage and it was this big football field thing. There was just cars parked all over.
Shit.
And there was a fucking helicopter in there. And I'm like, cause you came up with the Auto Trader idea? And he was like talking to us about some infomercial ideas, but our heads just, I don't think we'd ever be any good at it.
Yeah.
It's a totally different personality that can sell that stuff. It's the kind of personality that doesn't care what people think of them. Like the ShamWow guy.
Right.
That product was just a fucking piece of cloth. And yet somehow ShamWow made that whole thing famous.
Yeah. I'm like, hold on a second. I do need a cloth that's very
What was his
absorbent.
edgy, dirty joke that ShamWow did?
Oh, he did, he's something like washing his balls. I think you can wash your balls.
Yeah. I think he said you can wash my balls with it. Why would he? Oh God, no! He's
my
typing
specific
away.
balls.
Yeah. All right. Now the whole point would be: have you ever bought anything on TV, and did you like it or hate it? And by the way, they know to put this as a situation where it's flat out for drunk people.
Yes.
And when I was young, and I'm talking very young, and I went over to HSN when it was just a Florida station. That thing first started in our neighborhood as cable access. It was cable access. before they got the thing. So I'm at this little comedy club, and they come by and they invite all the comedians to come by and do it. And I'm like, all right, I'll come over. So like 8 of us went over, and then one at a time you go into a room, and then you don't see your friends. You know what I mean? Like they have you exit another way, and then you all meet each other in the parking lot. And there was one bit that they did. They hand you a pencil and say, sell it. It's just a pencil. So I take the pencil and I go, this is a pencil. You can write with it. Thanks. So I did not pass. I was supposed to my personality was supposed to glow on what you could do with a pencil.
Right.
They're looking for somebody who could act like they were excited about a pencil. And I just said, this is a pencil. You can write with it.
They're looking for somebody who can sell ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Yeah, I guess they were.
Ketchup popsicle.
And I would have said this. You better not even try to eat this with those white gloves.
This is not the product for you.
So I'm going to go to Joey Jojo first because he doesn't seem like a guy who bought anything on TV. 844 Rock God, if you'd like to get in on this. 844 Rock God. This is, have you seen an infomercial or something on QVC or something on Home Shopping Network, and you said to yourself, that looks like a life changer. I'm going to buy it. What about for you, Joey?
I bought the ab roller. You know, like the spring-filled ab roller. Because I figured in my apartment, you know, I want to get shredded, get my summer body going.
Yeah.
Summer bodies are built in the winter. So I wanted I wanted that ab roller, so I bought it, and it kind of worked, but it's like spring-loaded. I think it's better just to use a standard roller for your abs.
It's a wheel with handles.
Yeah.
And then you wheel it back and forth. But that's the thing that's so smart. They make a million of these things that you're supposed to work out with in your house, whether you're sliding back and forth, and they show you how easy it is to use and put it away, and then you're much happier. You got a prettier girlfriend by the end of this commercial.
More money.
Yeah. So how long do you think you used it for?
It's still sitting around in my apartment, but I think I used it for 4 weeks to 2 months, you know, around there. But the thing that got me was it works both your core, your obliques, and your abs all in one motion.
You actually seem like you could do these spots. All right, Chris Stanley, and you're wearing a Make America Great hat.
I want to.
Make America Great Again hat.
Yeah, like it was once.
Yeah, like it used to be, like when we wiped out the Indians.
God, that was the best time.
Or when we had slaves. Can you imagine at one time you could have someone do stuff for you and not pay them anything?
Let's make this great again.
Yeah.
I bought multiple things on TV.
Whoa, all drunk buys?
One sober, one very fucking drunk. And when it came, or first I'll go with the sober one. ShamWow, he had a second product. It was called the Slap Chop. And the selling point for me was you could chop up tuna fish really quickly. And I fucking love tuna fish. I love making tuna salad.
Now, have you had trouble chopping up tuna fish, which you can do with a fork?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was sick of doing it with a fork. So like the slap chop, this fucking looks like it just fucking destroys.
Do you seem like the kind of guy that would clean a slap chop? I mean, did that ever come into your head?
Never thought about the cleaning part. But the problem was the first time I used it, I slap chop it, and all the goddamn tuna fish gets stuck within the slap chop. There's no cutting. Everything gets stuck inside of it. So I had to dig it out with a fork. It was a terrible fucking product.
The same fork that you could have easily just sat there and chopped up your tuna fish
bullshit fucking fork. Yeah, so the slap chop, awful. Everything got stuck inside of it. I hated it.
You know, I'm just remembering now, he had a dirty joke in the slap chop where he chopped up nuts and said, "You're going to love my nuts."
Oh,
like that.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. I don't think he ever said, "Wash my balls." I think it's, "You're going to love my nuts." Now, again, you can buy chopped nuts. You don't have to sit. I've never chopped up my own nuts at home.
No.
And I bought that sober. Excited by the commercial, excited to be able to chop things so quickly.
And this came after ShamWow?
This was the second. Yes, this was after the ShamWow.
All right, here's Connor in California. Connor.
Hey, guys, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's called a rollie, and you put fried eggs in it, and then as it cooks the fried eggs, it extrudes out this sort of tube-shaped fried egg that you can put on a stick. I thought it would be good to eat fried eggs while you drive, but it doesn't.
I've never heard of this.
We're
We're looking at it now. So this is a fried egg that you put on looks like a toothpick, and then you just eat it that way.
Yeah. It's an egg
So
on a stick.
you're putting raw egg into this machine.
The Rolly.
Yeah, but the best part is that it kind of looks like it shits the egg out of it. It comes out just like a tube.
Now, how many times did you even attempt to use the Rolly?
Oh, I use it every day still.
Oh, you still?
Oh my God.
You sit there and eat a fried egg and on a stick.
I'm sold on it. It's the perfect breakfast for driving.
I guess I never really thought.
Now, let me ask you. I know. Now, can you put like bacon or onion or pepper in it?
You can make like a little omelet thing with it. Yeah, it's. I mean, you can put onions and pieces of bacon or whatever into it, just as long as you want it to hold on to the stick. So.
Of course, I wanted to hold on to the stick.
Oh, definitely.
I don't want to have any food not on a stick.
There it is.
Convenient.
Yep. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right, peace. Here's Matt in Florida. Matt.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
I got really nasty feet. I could be a Hobbit stand-in model, and so I bought the pet egg.
And how is it for you?
Oh, I can't watch this.
You're just scraping up pieces of feet. But I read something. They've sold millions of pet eggs.
I'm gonna be real honest. There's a good side, bad side. The thing works like money. My feet looked brand spanking new. The ugly underbelly that they don't tell you about.
Yeah.
Crack this egg open, and it looks like China white powder. And it ends up, or like ashes from a casket, or when you. I mean, it's horrible, and it gets everywhere. And you try and flush it down the toilet, and the dead skin gets everywhere.
Now, Chris.
Yeah.
How much to snort a pet egg? Oh. How much would it take?
$50.
$50?
$50. Does it matter
now,
who's...
would it be, does it matter whose pet or your own?
No, I'll start my own if that's an option. Whatever goes out comes back in.
Joe, order us a pet egg.
Got it.
And for $50 and a wonderful Periscope.
Yeah.
Now, here is Shazen in Toronto. What's up, dude?
I bought a Cooving juicer. I was like $320.
Yeah.
Used it once.
Now, I've ordered juicers before, and what they don't ever explain is the difficulty of just
cleaning it up.
It's cleaning, and you go through mountainous amount of fruit and vegetable to make one glass.
There's that much juice in actual fruit, like a single fruit?
You would be, you want to do vegetables and then mixed with some fruit because, a fruit drink doesn't do that much, but you put the orange or a grapefruit in with all these carrots and kale and all these other things. So you're kind of supposedly drinking something that's good for you while you get an apple or orange taste. But cleaning it is ridiculous.
Yeah, those machines are really difficult to clean. The pulp is just gross.
And then there's
weird.
other people who say what you really want out of vegetables is the roughage anyway.
Yeah.
So you're taking out the part that's actually full of vitamins and good stuff for your colon.
Yeah, exactly. All that stuff is where the fiber is. So you're getting none of the fiber, which is
fiberlicious.
Yeah, important.
All right, Jack has a problem, of course, with Chris Stanley. Go ahead, Jack.
Why's that?
Well, it's not really a problem. It's just a little advice. Pepper, that slap shot is to chop up the vegetables to stir into your tuna, you animal. It's not to fucking mix tuna fish salad up.
Watch the infomercial. Watch the infomercial. He's slap chopping the goddamn the tuna fish.
Yeah, but if he's throwing some celery in there, is what his point is.
Yeah.
He's making it.
You just got to use your own common sense, Pepper.
I'm paying attention to the infomercial. That's how he's selling to me.
I'm paying attention to the infomercial. That's what you're bragging about.
Let me guess. Whenever you make a milkshake, you just cram a carton of milk and a carton of ice cream into a blender and just blend it all up?
How'd you know?
Exactly.
All right, here is CJ. CJ, what's up?
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey.
Hey, I got a funny story. Back in like 1990, 91, I dated this chick, and she would tell, you know what HSN is? And this is before cable. I mean, we didn't have cable, and I don't know, what is that? And she goes, my dad owns HSN. It's a home shopping network on TV. And they were divorced. The mom and dad were divorced, so they moved out to California, the mom, and she had the 2 daughters. And I go, that's a fucking stupid idea. Who's going to buy shit off a TV? Because, that at that time you had, limited cable, and, who's going to buy shit off a TV? Now you look back and you just see that it's an empire, man. I mean,
did you date Roy Spears' daughter? Or Bud Paxton's?
No, Bud Paxton, Nicole.
Now, I used to work for Bud. And
he has a radio. That's right. He owned a bunch of radio.
He owned a bunch of radio stations. Not only that, but I flew around in his private jet airplane with him. Yeah, it was fucking sick. And he was with the second wife, who used to be a waitress at this nightclub called Penrod's, and she was much younger than him. But they made both of those, the 2 owners, and this is the thing, they had owned an AM radio station, right? Roy Spears, and Bud was the general manager. And there was it was one of those stations that it didn't, you could buy ads on there for like $5-10, right? This is in the 80s. Yeah. And somebody couldn't pay off their bill, and they took the merchandise, and it was light bulbs. And they started, instead of doing a radio show with commercials, they just started to sell these light bulbs on the radio, and they were making some money. And then they went over and they just put it on an access cable station that was only like in Pinellas County or something like that. And then they somehow got a deal for a satellite, and that fucking thing just took off. I mean, they became incredibly wealthy. Wow. That's insane. At one time when I worked for Bud, he at the time bought the most expensive house in America. It was in Palm Beach, and no one had ever paid that much for a single home. Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, it had fucking tunnels that went from his house out to the beach. It was fucking insane. And he was a hard partying guy who became a born again Christian. And then he would, went and got this fucking horrible shock jock team that he put in all of his stations. It was always a strange thing. But one thing I learned about guys that make that kind of money is because they then become smart about everything that ever existed. They know politics, medicine, science, history. They're never wrong.
Well, they made money, so how could they be wrong?
How could they ever be wrong about anything?
They got the private jet.
Right. And that's what happens to those guys. They end up buying a football team, and then fucking they're in pain. Like that little guy down in D.C.
Snyder.
Yeah, he made a lot of money before he was like 40. And then he bought that fucking team, and he's like the town joke. But he's really a billionaire whose whole life should just be gravy from this point on. Except people boo him now when they see him. All right. Here's Adam wants to back Chris up on his shock jock bet.
Hey guys, big ass card holder 16337.
Yeah. What's up?
So back in college, my friends and I stumbled into like a half a pound of weed out of nowhere, and we didn't really know what to do with all of it. And so what we decided to do is have a contest to see who could sell the most of it. And somehow one of those idiots had a pet egg, and we would sit around every night, like getting high and, playing video games and scraping our feet into this thing. And we made a bet that at the end of the month, whoever had sold the least had to snort a line of the pet egg. And I wound up getting high on my own supply and not really selling a whole lot of it. And I had to do 2 huge bumps out of a pet egg worth of 3 people's feet.
Key bumps or rails?
Big giant rails.
Oh, God.
That's nasty.
That shit, by the way, everybody loved that thing of this chef that was caught snorting rails on TV.
Why was he doing it? Why
did that
there?
come up?
And a big giant €500 note was snorting it.
Of course he's going to. What are you going to do it with a fucking dollar bill like a ham and egger?
They'd be in America feel like an asshole. 100's nothing next to that €500 note.
Dude, we're fucking NWA, okay? We're taking over this fucking shit.
My other giant purchase online off of TV. There's I think it might just be in New York. It might be around the whole country. It's called Shop at Home, and they in the 90s they were selling baseball cards. Now, I don't think it's on anymore. They would have a knife show. The knife show would be on for 6 hours in the middle of the night, and they would have giant buy 140 knife set for $200.
That was gonna be fine. That's literally what I did. I did it with a group of friends. We bought 100 knives.
And how were they?
Terrible idea. This is like on the QVC, like it's on the QVC and it's at like 2 a.m. There's kind of like a dude time. Like it's like for dads.
Yeah.
They're like, now it's dad time, selling stuff that dads would like. And we had a couple of drinks to unwind ourselves.
Sure.
And we're watching QVC and it says 100 knives for, I can't remember, a very small amount of money.
You're paying like $1.20 a knife.
Yeah, it's insane. So what we decided to do was we would split the purchase.
Right. Since you're at purchase.
Yes, and there was 4 of us. One of which was being my younger brother. We decided to split up the knives when we received them by doing a knife draft. So we had a knife draft once they had all come in. So everybody got like a huge chunk of knives. We actually gave away a lot of them because they were so terrible.
What do they look? Let me see the knives.
Okay, so like in every set, you'll get like a bunch of literally like 50 pocket knives, like tiny little pocket knives. But then they also include katanas.
Yes.
And like giant, ridiculous like Bowie knives.
And what do you pay for it?
This is this one $120.
Yeah.
So $120 for 100 knives, but the knives aren't useful.
No, they're not good knives.
But wouldn't you have known that from 100 knives for $120?
Yeah, well, here's what I'm like. The thing that, the novelty of the idea of getting 100 knives seemed really funny, but the idea of just getting one knife is exciting. Like, it's not like I feel so great. I've got these like 25 knives.
You just reminded me though. Back in the 80s, I bought one of those Ginsu knives, and they lasted for like fucking 18 years.
Yeah,
this is great.
This was not that kind of quality.
No.
I mean, some of the little like switchblade ones were kind of cool. They had some hunting scenes on it. Like you could get like a cool one with a deer.
How he ran into all these knives that he could just sell these in bulk. Because this guy, I mean, the shipping alone has got to be fantastic. So to go on QVC, he must have like 100,000 knives before he could even go out.
Oh yeah, the box that it came in was huge. It was like in a Christmas story. We were like so excited. It came in, giant box of knives.
But if those guys, when they go on there and they do a half an hour, they move 2,000, 3,000 products, right? Which means he needs $300,000 worth of knives. Yeah. If he's wrong, he's got an extra $100,000 knives sitting around.
Nothing but knives this fucking guy has sitting in a goddamn warehouse. He's moving them. This knife show lives on for like 6 hours at a time. It's on. They're just there selling knives. I gotta get to the bottom of the story of how this happened, though. How did this guy end up with probably 1 million knives?
Yeah,
that he could sell cheaply. He's like, you know what? Instead of selling these knives one at a time, and that's going to take forever.
Let's sell weight. Let's move weight.
No one ever sold weight in knives before.
It makes sense.
Some of them have like cool themes, like this is like the police knife and the fireman's knife.
I like the fact
this one has a black blade.
That you two dunces each bought the same thing.
You could have split. You could have went in with us on these knives.
I was alone when I bought it.
That's so sad.
Yeah. So you thought you got 100 knives for yourself?
Yep. I was like, I'm just going to be able to give out knives for Christmas presents if I want to.
Oh, that's what we did.
Or keep them for myself.
I had a good 2 years where I was just giving out knives as presents. There you go, buddy. Another knife.
Awesome. Thanks.
Enjoy yourself.
Tom in Chicago. Whoops, let me try you again, buddy. Tom, go ahead.
You watch the Knife Shopping channel when you're toasted, and you will convince yourself that you can open a cutlery store.
I'm going into business for myself.
They always want to throw in the one it's been discontinued, but we're going to throw that one in.
I would like to have a knife that no one else can purchase.
Hey, I bought the Ron Popeil rotisserie oven, the famous set it and forget it oven.
Ron Popeil started a company called Ronco, and he is the inventor, I believe, of the pocket fisherman, and he was the first person, I believe, to make us think that an oven and a frying pan were not good to cook food with. So there was always something else. There was just like a thing that you would make hot dogs And like suddenly there's this little plastic thing that you're supposed to put 6 hot dogs in, as if making hot dogs has ever been a problem for anyone.
No.
And you can see his oven. What is wrong with your oven to make chicken? Why would you want a smaller oven to make poultry in?
Well, that brings me to another one that a friend of mine, it was a roommate of mine, actually did the purchasing.
Mm-hmm.
But we used to stay up late and watch those Magic Bullet infomercials, which are fucking hilarious. Like I could watch them right now, and probably quote half of the things from Magic Bullet. But that's the one where it's a tiny blender,
right?
And they're like, like 1, 2, and Bob's your uncle. You've got yourself a new soup. And so, like, it's going through all this stuff. And then when we finally got it, we were like, this is a fucking tiny, shitty blender.
Right.
Like, what we bought is our blender, but tinier and less good. Like, just a big blender would have been the way to go.
Now
they no longer call that a blender now. They sold too many of them as blenders. Now they're called nutrition extractors.
It's so fucking funny. Now, Tom, how long did you use your set it and forget it oven?
Believe it or not, we still use it. And I just used it at Christmas because I baked the turkey, but then I just made a turkey breast by itself, and that thing does a great job for that stuff. A single chicken, a small pork loin, or like a whole turkey breast, it does a fantastic job.
Now, so how long have you used this?
We've probably had it 15 years.
So you're a happy customer.
I'm a happy customer.
That's amazing.
The last thing I saw him selling was a miniature roller grill like they have at 7-Eleven to cook your hot dogs, and I have no idea why anybody would want one of those.
Yeah, that's like no one ever wants a 7-Eleven fucking hot dog. But that is true. That one of the great things about these infomercials is they solve problems that we don't even have. You know what I mean?
Are you always dropping? No.
Somebody is pitching something to that. I don't want to say who it is. They've offered me 49% of their product. And then when I didn't answer the text, they offered me 51%. And it's a space saver thing. I'm not going to do it.
How much space are we talking about that save?
Well, it would be, if the thing is true, Gail would love it.
Really?
I don't think it would work for you, Chris, because you're sloppy. And this is for people who like to, keep some stuff in a certain place. It's kind of a brilliant idea.
I'm intrigued already. I'm ready to buy. What's the price? How many installments?
All right. Here is Austin in Austin. How are you, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? How you doing today, Bennington?
Cool, man.
Yeah, when I was back when I was in the Army, I had a roommate of mine. We used to get hammered at night and watch QVC and try and keep from buying shit. We ended up buying this thing called the egg extractor, which was the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen, man. It was just a piece of plastic that you would put a hard-boiled egg on, and it had this, like, accordion-looking thing that would go over the top of it, and you would push down, and supposedly a hard-boiled egg would come out de-shelled, but usually it just crushed the shit out of the egg.
What the fuck? So you're not happy with yours?
No, not at all. I mean, we were like, man, I love hard-boiled eggs. We're going to eat so many fucking hard-boiled eggs. No, it's ruined every single one of them.
Here's the deal, though. If you got into any one of these businesses and had it hit, you would just never stop. And that's basically what that movie Joy is about. It's based on a real person who came up with this miracle mop, and that became their industry from that point on. Although it stops, to me, right when it gets good. I see everything but the good part. To me, inventing a product and then trying to get it on QVC and pitching it the first time, that was engaging. All the other shit that they did with it, though,
right?
I kept it from being a good movie. But I would imagine that if you were Ron Popeil and you came up with a pocket fisherman and made money off of it, you're like, I could do this all day. This is what I do.
Buy products. Make it easier.
There was a guy who, remember the slicer and dicer things that You know, you take a potato and you hit it once and you make 1 million fries out of it. This guy was doing it in Union Square for many years. He had a house on the Upper East Side. This guy was selling stuff on the street for years. That was his job. People would just walk by, see him doing that shit on the street, and he made money off of it. People would that's the dude.
Joe AIDS.
You can see that he's an old dude there. He supposedly no longer needed the money, but just loved making sales. Loved it.
He was like a millionaire off this thing. He was doing really well. Yeah, he was an old English guy.
I also think that he had a rich wife or girlfriend too, though. I think once you can sell, you know what I mean? You can sell yourself into a sweet life like that. But he got up every morning and went to Union Square to do this. And he was able to show the product off and get people to buy.
All day long, that's all he did.
Yeah.
It's so great.
It's pretty great.
Just this little stand set up.
Yeah. It's a pretty American thing to do. And in the carnival, anyone who can win their own game always makes more money. I saw this guy. It was kind of like a ladder on 2 swivels, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you had to climb up it, and then you just pull the stuffed animal off of this. So think of it almost like a swing of some type, but there were ladder steps, right?
All right.
That you climb up. That fucker would go up and down it like a monkey. Just say, it's this easy. You just run up, he'd grab it, bring it back down. No, Buck, you do it. Somebody would be like, they'd fucking go on, they'd go right on their ass. He'd go, no. You got to do it in the middle. Just stay in the middle. And he would coach them as he's taking their dollars. And after like $25, they're like, fuck this thing. And they would walk away and he'd go like this. Hey, dude, he just grabbed the next guy. Look how easy it is to win. And you would just see him go up and do this.
Holy
shit. That's so smart.
Yeah, he knew how to do it perfectly. And he was probably, like a gymnast at one point. He had great balance. But you're not going to sit around slicing fries the way that guy did at his house.
But then they make you believe. You're like, I do need that.
So easy.
Rob, Pittsburgh.
Hey, man, my uncle's had a Flowbee for probably 30 years. He still cuts his hair that way.
That's crazy. He still uses the Flowbee?
Still uses it.
That's incredible.
First of all, it doesn't cut your hair. It's pull your hair out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only had a couple of haircuts from it, but he loves the thing.
I actually have one in my house because I found one on the street. Still in the old box and everything, looked unused. And I was like, we should take this home. But what are we going to do with a Flowbee? It's just like hilarious to have a Flowbee, I guess. I don't know where. I feel like it could be a good gift.
Like a knife?
Yeah, give it away with one of your knives.
Yeah.
Frank in Michigan.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I bought two things, actually. One was that flex hose, where when you turn the water on in your outside faucet, the hose would expand. And then when you shut the water off, it would shrink back up. Yeah, it was a piece of shit.
But the idea, see, here's the great thing. Because a hose is a pain in the ass to get it back together. Yeah, look, they're just showing of all the awful things that could happen to a hose. And now there's the pocket hose. You just keep it right there in your fishing pocket that you normally have. And the whole thing expands, and it's great. My life is perfect with that.
One of the great things, too, is it's so light.
Oh, so light.
Yeah. Well, then the other stuff I bought was that Flex Seal stuff, the spray stuff in a can that was supposed to fix any hole there was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that stuff didn't work for the shit either.
But I saw it fix a canoe.
Well, the screen door in the bottom of the canoe there was bullshit.
Now, it's got to work on some level, or else they couldn't get it on TV, right? There has to be the FCC keeping an eye on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, there was one I remember seeing that was like buffs out like scratches in cars.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, I want to know if somebody's bought this.
So
I don't have a car to use this on, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, that's the same thing about the thing that fixes holes. I just wanted to be in a boat, have it leaking, and see if just don't worry, everybody. I just sprayed
it.
Got a Flex Seal.
The mayor says we are ready for the blizzard, and then he has a hippie next to him making hand signals.
It's a long
Peace signs and such.
Yeah. Aren't you missing your friend Teller? So you did your thing today on the Royal Rumble, right?
Yes.
Now, I want to talk about this when we get back, and I know Vito is a fan, but I was talking with Fez last night. He thinks that Vince has lost his mind because he's put the Royal Rumble up against the football game. Instead of just waiting to next week, like they always used to have the in-between week, he's up against the football game. So we'll talk about that when we get back, and who's going to be some of the big winners, and what kind of heavy metal bands play wrestling and entrance themes. It's the Bennington Show. Hey, it's the Bennington Show. Ron Bennington, Gail Bennington, and Chris Stanley Bennington wants to tell you how you can lose money by betting along with him this weekend. Chris, what are your unlocks of the week?
Excuse me, Ron, you mean the locks. Locks of the week. Cardinals, +3. Take that bet and go to the bank. Go to your bookie, wherever you do, bet everything. Bet
Well,
the
you
house
can't bet at a bank.
Or go to the bank, get the money, then go to the bookie.
Maybe that's been your problem this
By the
whole
way,
time.
what year is this that you have to go to the bank to get money and then show up with your bookie with money? Your credit must be so bad that you got to pay your bookie in advance.
He's been going to the bank. He thought he lost all that money. It's just in your savings account. This actually isn't a bad story at all. Everything's okay.
He's been saving. But you imagine how well off you'd be?
Oh my God, it'd be fucking great.
You'd be living in Bermuda right now at your third home.
That's my first lock of the week. Then you're going to take the Broncos +3 at home against the New England Patriots.
By the way, I would love to believe you about the Cardinals because I want the Cardinals to beat what I now consider is the bad boys. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, the dabbers.
Yeah.
All they do but dabbing.
Yeah. I just can't stand them. So anytime they lose, I'll be happy. I'm concerned after watching the Cardinals last week. They looked a little shaky.
Well, Carson Palmer addressed that, said he was playing tentative because he was so worried about this first playoff game. You know,
that's not what I want to hear in my QB. But that's not making me feel good.
He then followed that up with, "I'm not tentative anymore." So that made me feel really good.
I'll see it. You know, and that's something you prove to people.
Yeah. But
even when someone brings up nerves, they don't seem like a quarterback.
But look at the second half of the Seattle game. Like, the Panthers just fell apart. And the Cardinals have a infinitely better
Well, you know why
offense.
they fell apart? It was because they were like, let's just run off tackle until the game's over.
And that guy gets coach of the year? That guy doesn't get in their head, but put your fucking knee in their throats?
I mean, you can't. All they had to say what the Panthers had to say is, as long as we don't turn the ball over at the 5, we'll win this game. Nobody make a mistake. Let's honestly be tentative. You know what I mean? Like, instead of, I didn't want to be tentative. They said, let's be tentative. Yeah, they're going to come back and score on us. And everyone who was watching the game, if you would have watched that halftime, they said, well, the score is going to get a lot closer, but the game won't be. And it's exactly what happened. You let a team score 3 touchdowns while you did nothing, because that's how you would win the game.
It was too close for me. If that onside kick was the other way, then they could have been fucked. They could have been out.
It was 10 points.
No, they were down by 7 by the end.
By the end?
By the time of the onside kick, they were down 7. Because they kicked the field goal and then went onside.
They were tormenting you, Chris.
They really were fucking with me. I would have much rather them scored 0, because I was like, this.
By the way, you know who else fucks with him while he's losing like this? And, the score, I will just text him, go, start to feel good, buddy. And he's like, yeah, it feels like this is a miracle
that's
happening.
Real between us. That's real.
No. Then I just show my friends and we all laugh.
Really?
Yeah. And then I have this thing of a loop of you falling on the fucking Avenue of Americas in New York City.
The texting, that's what hurts the most.
Yeah, it should.
It really hurts.
Sometimes I cut and paste what you say and send it to Dave and go, look, he still thinks he's in it.
I got this. And, the falling, that happens.
No, not to adults. Happens to toddlers. All right. Are you doing picks of the Royal Rumble this weekend?
Yeah, I'll give some picks for the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying Bray Wyatt is taking it to the house. He's gonna be the last man standing in the Royal Rumble.
This just in, he's having his throat operated on.
Oh my God.
No.
So what's his name? Bray?
Bray, he's the dude who like is from the Bayou or whatever. Like
He's the one with the
song
lantern
that we love.
The cool song, yeah.
God, find his song.
Find
All right,
it.
Vito has stood up, so that means he's excited. Vito, is Chris right? Is it going to be Bray Riot?
That's what a fucking Mark would say.
Oh, fuck! I love it.
You're the fucking Mizar.
I'm a smart.
That's not better. That's a Mark who thinks he's smart.
But my pick is going to be WrestleMania rematch. Brock Lesnar wins the Rumble, gets the title, fights Roman Reigns at Mania.
That makes a lot more sense, right?
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Can I tell you, I was trying to think of who was telling me that they were watching. Oh, a friend of mine said they started watching again because there's so many guys hurt that they're trying to figure out how Vince can still run his product. Like they're having fun just saying how these guys are going to dig their way out of it. But then somebody else told me that Mania was going to be Triple H coming back to go against Roman Reigns because they're that depleted.
I think if Triple H fights at Mania, it could be against a returning Seth Rollins who might come back early from that little injury he's got.
You know, it's great to talk to somebody who's much more knowledgeable than Chris.
Yes.
What about CM Punk? Is he around these days?
He just signed. God. He just got his 8-fight deal like yesterday.
With who? Oh, UFC?
Yeah, that's like official 8 fights.
Great.
You think he can fight for real life?
I think he's going to get his fucking ass kicked, and I can't wait to watch it.
Good to talk to somebody smart, not fucking idiot with a backwards camo hat that says "Make America Great Again."
Trying to make America
great. Play the cool Bray Wyatt song. What genre would you even put that song in?
Bayou rock?
Yeah, but Indie Bayou?
Yeah.
Folk punk?
Did you say Iggy Bayou?
Indie Bayou.
Oh. But in San Francisco, like 71?
Indie flower punk?
It's definitely got a heroin chic vibe about it.
A lot of people are happy that you called him a Mizark. Paul, how are you?
Happy Friday, Bennington. This is Paul from California.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I just wanted to ask, is anybody watching Mozart in the Jungle? It's on Amazon Prime, original content.
I don't watch the Amazon. I hear great things about it, but I'm not, I can't even remember that I have Netflix.
I've only watched one Amazon show. That was that Man in the High Castle, which was pretty good, actually.
Can you get me that on something that I could watch for myself?
I could try. I could probably get some boots. Some cloud boots.
Speaking of boots, directly after the show today, Periscope's only big boot show that's called
What's That a Boot?
And everybody's going to be showing off, I guess, snow boots today.
Snow boots, your favorite boots.
Yeah.
Just boot talk. Maybe we'll go over some pics that have been sent in.
Oh, people send their pics?
Oh, yeah, they send their boot pics. It's very exciting.
That's
really you still have time, by the way, so if you want to tweet at me, at Gail Ann, GAIL, AAANN.
No, that's a dumb handle, because who can remember it? But,
I do.
yeah, you do, sure. But what time does this go down? Is it 3 o'clock, a little after?
I guess it would be like 3:15, 3:10.
3:10-ish to 3:15.
You know what? I don't want to be, held down like Chris is with his schedule.
10:45 a.m.
You'll get the alert if you follow at the iBang.
This is weird. I said to Chris, why do you always do, I go, you do all these weird scopes. And I've seen him at 5:30 in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. He'll just break in and start scoping. I go, why do you always do a 10:45 on Friday scope? And he said to me, I'll never forget this. He says, Ron, I'm so anal. And then he takes his hand, sticks it down his pants, puts his finger in his ass, and goes like this. Ew! And I never heard anybody pop the bunghole like that.
That's disgusting, Chris!
I'll pop that ass is what I do.
That's not how you pop that ass!
That's how I do it. That's
You're doing it wrong.
I'm doing it right. 10:45 a.m. Friday, smoking with Chris, Periscope at the iBang.
So let's focus on the next show, though.
Yeah, it's my show.
Yeah.
What's that about? Mine and Cashmere's, of course. My co-host,
Hey,
Cashmere.
could we steal that thing from Anthony that he stole from TBS where the other person just comes walking in and they're doing stuff?
Where you're getting an ad for another
Yeah.
show. I saw the clip of you doing Anthony's show and saw the Bennington ad pop up and you checking your watch like, yeah, check it out, listen to Bennington, and then just slowly backing out of frame. It was fucking hilarious. That's a really fucking funny concept. The ads that block your entire show that you're watching.
When I was on there, Gavin popped up, and that made me laugh. And then after the show, they're like, "Hey, would you do one of those?" And I'm like, "You're kidding me? Yeah, of course I would."
It's so awesome. I love it. It's so fucking funny.
Why wouldn't Chris? I saw Chris had it up, and then he got rid of it.
I have the video. Hold on. I'm sending it to you, Chris. No, there, you got it. Fucking funny.
No, he's not supposed to stop.
No, he's not supposed to be reacting to your ad, but he does.
It's fucking great.
It's the best. So funny, man.
That's an awesome GIF.
Yeah, I just had to because I guess it was Stink who asked me to do it right after, and you don't know what you're doing, you know what I mean? But I just had to kill a couple seconds, and then I tried to do the backwards walk, but luckily I had stumbled right out, like right as I got out of frame, so I'm glad that didn't come up. Bam, bam, bam. That's a funny bit.
I like the. What time is it? It's time for Bennington.
And then to act like I'm smoking, which you don't really get a lot of these days. Bam, bam, bam. Here's our buddy Bill in New Jersey.
Hey, buddy, good stuff, good everybody, B.
What? We try to have good stuff, my friend.
God bless you. I love you to death. This days like this, when you're talking about WWE, I miss my buddy Fez, but what are you going to do? Life goes on.
Well, yeah, his life is going on. He's doing well in his own way. We think about him every day. We end up. The funny thing is, after every show, we end up having a Fez discussion.
Yeah, we always talk about Fez.
Yeah,
it's always on our minds.
A future scope, the Fez show.
He does not live a public life anymore.
No, you're talking about the Fez. You can have like a picture of him in the back with his little Fez on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just do Fez talk. Yeah, that could be fun, Scope.
Fez talk.
Yeah, I love it. Bill, you will be called an executive producer because you came in with the idea, which we are taking away from you and then giving you executive producer stuff.
I can't be any worse than Chris Stanley.
Come on, Bill.
I like that he took a shot at you.
And killed here.
He's a great producer, Bill.
Hashtag fucked up. Hey, anyway, the Royal Rumble. Let's get on to the serious business here.
Okay.
The Royal Rumble. Lights go down. You hear the music. The hands go up. It's going to be yes. The man's coming back to win the Royal Rumble. Daniel Bryan.
Oh, everybody always wants him to do something good, right?
Yeah, he's cleared to wrestle. He's coming back.
I don't see it. I don't like Daniel Bryan.
What?
I think he sucks, to be totally honest.
I think you suck, to be totally honest.
He's got the beard. Come on.
It's stupid.
There's Vito jumping in.
Well, just real fun fact about Daniel Bryan. When I was an intern, I got a text from Chris one time the night before WrestleMania that just goes, "Fuck this Daniel Bryan guy. I can't stand him." Why? And I was like, "Why are you saying this?" And he goes, "Fuck him. I hate him. Where is CM Punk?"
That was like, 2 WrestleManias ago when I hadn't watched wrestling in years and I heard all this Daniel Bryan bullshit. He's terrible on the mic. And I don't like him. I just don't like him as a person. I think the beard's stupid. I think he looks like a crazy homeless person.
Are you talking about yourself?
What?
Yeah. It sounds
Bad
like
on
you're
the
describing
mic.
yourself. Yeah.
Looks like a crazy homeless person.
This is you, Chris.
I like him because it reminds him of himself, a crazy homeless person.
Yeah, that's his self-hating. Hey, while we're doing this, let's tie in with kind of wrestling viewers. A quarter of Japanese men are still virgins at the age of 34.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the Japanese culture in the last, I don't know, say 20 years or so, or 30, they hate sex, and their population is declining rapidly.
Wait, they hate sex? I thought that they have crazy weird sex.
Yeah, that hentai weird shit, but they don't want interactions with humans.
They just want to spank.
That's true. And they have those dolls too. They get really into the sex dolls and stuff like that.
And there's this subculture of young Japanese adult men who just literally don't have jobs. Their parents just take care of them and they stay in their rooms all day. There's a Japanese word for it because it's not there's a subculture there in the country. And the men just don't want to interact with women. And women don't want to have sex with men because all the men are fucking gone weird on them. And that's why their population's declining.
I don't think that the women are virgins. I think that the dudes are. And then who'd want to bang these fucking weirdos?
I mean, they're in their rooms all day reading manga and jacking a hentai.
What's manga?
Manga is their version of, it's like anime comic books.
Yeah.
They call it manga. And hentai is tentacle porn. Or anime porn. I guess there's regular people.
It usually has tentacles in it.
There's a lot of tentacles in it.
A lot of alien.
And this has been going on for years. People are really freaked out about Japan. No one's having sex. There's no babies being born.
But do you think that's the future of us? Because they get to a lot of that tech stuff before we do.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of adult infants in our culture. Certainly a lot more than around before. And could it be there's nothing in real life that can compare to your technology?
And now that Oculus Rift VR technology is coming out, it's just going to get worse because apparently they did it. This is VR, this is virtual reality. They'd be able to pull it off. And that's just going to make people fucking go inside their heads even more. This is a bleak future we're looking at.
How are they going to reach these young men and say, you need to procreate in order to keep...
They're not. That's the scary part.
There was another country who was having, I think for different reasons, I think it was Norway or Sweden or something. This was a while ago, and they were having, and then they actually were making ads to say hey, you guys should procreate, definitely do that. And I don't know if it was more, maybe it had to do with finances, maybe it had to do with people chasing their careers more, but whatever that shift was, generationally, they were looking at it hey.
Well, we taught kids not to get hung up and have babies too soon.
Yeah.
We pointed out the fact, hey, the last thing you want is to have a family. Get out there. Enjoy yourself for 10, 15, 20 years.
Take some youth time.
And then, we found out that a lot of people are you know what? I do like this life. I know this from knowing people in the city. If anyone is single, an adult, and I'm not even saying young adult, I'm going to say post 30, right? If you've got an apartment and your own scene and you've been doing that for 7-8 years, it makes it harder to fucking get married because you're why would I want to? I got my stuff that I do when I want to do it.
I like this.
And I'm serious. I know a lot of people who are maybe they got divorced or whatever and they're in their 40s and they've had 5 years and they're I tried dating for a while. I just don't want that fucking person bringing shit up to me. I like this.
This is better.
Yeah. And they like being a single. Most of the people in New York City are single in a single apartment. That's more than anything else.
Yeah. I know that with people, young people, because of just having less income, they're more likely to pair off and couple up and move in with someone quickly.
Right.
But it takes them forever to get engaged and maybe even get married.
But a lot of the people who couple up, I'm not even talking about people who couple up. A lot of people are just no, I have a roommate of the same sex.
Right.
Or a roommate of a different sex, but we're just friends. My point is, once you see a life that's comfortable and not about you having extra responsibilities, you don't want to do it.
Right.
Because there's a lot of fucking responsibility to have a family.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard.
Raising a child.
And then every move that you make that involves your career, has to have that be considered as probably the biggest thing. Like, okay, what will this mean for money, and what will this mean for where we're going to move? And everything that you make is career-wise suddenly has to be considered that way.
Sure, then somebody else is like, I've got a job in Miami. You're like, take care. How's that like it here?
Staying.
Yeah, that's a weird one, but I can see that maybe the Japanese are, and I'll tell you something else. If you get comfortable with porn, pleasing a woman is not number one on your mind. You know what I mean?
Porn is all you time.
Yeah,
it's everything
it's
you
all
like.
you time, as fast as you can get in and out. Your pleasure, you doing. There's no cuddling after the fact. You simply go back to your ESPN feed.
Well, that's out of me.
Yeah, he always goes for that low-hanging fruit. You know, it's got to be as gross and as blunt as he can. Nick in San Diego. I'm going to try you one more time. Nick, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, buddy, you got me.
Hey.
It seems like whenever I have this conversation with my friends and stuff, I'm not having kids, it seems like all the reasoning really is, and not in a negative, like, judging way, but it's really just selfishness. It's like, it's not really a negative reason they give. It's just responsibility in itself. Like, that sounds terrible. It's like, yeah, it kind of comes with it, you know. You can't be young, like, and live your life the same way you're living it forever, like as a 20-year-old, and have kids too. So it's like, if I can't do both, like, I'm just going to stick to this me thing, which is cool, but it's just interesting to me.
Well, we've actually, like we said, we've sold people on, you do come first. You know what I mean? And that wasn't something that was done in last generations, you know?
Yeah. My culture is more that I'm in so family-based that I guess it's a little more shocking to me, but it just seems like that stage is like, in my head, it's like you're young, you do your thing, and then at a certain point you have kids, and then at a certain point you have grandkids. It's like 3 phases of life, and it kind of makes it all this whole story, and, you know, make your imprint, I guess. But
well, that was of course that was of course the traditional way for many, many years. But like I said, we've told people this is about you. And we've brought this up on the air before. When I grew up as a kid, music was something that you also did with your friends. You didn't do it. You listened to music together. Smoking marijuana was something you did with your friends. It was very rare. Like, you'd have to be out of town or something to sit around and smoke a joint by yourself. You know what I mean? It just didn't make sense. You know, you're like, oh, I can't wait to see my friends and we'll smoke up this weed. Now everybody smokes weed separately. Everyone.
Everyone has a vaporizer and just like hits it.
And hits it and moves on about their day, and it's no longer a social thing. Remember when social media started, everybody was like in a chat room together and it was all happening at the same time. And now that's even become a much more, I'm with you, but I'm also answering some other things and checking stuff in. It isn't about, hey guys, we're all socializing together.
Right.
You know, Twitter happens when it happens, but it's much more separate than an old school chat room.
Right.
You know?
Or even a message board where there was a conversation that went down. And now it's more about just projecting this one thing aspect of your life, whether it's like a joke on Twitter, it's an image on Instagram. It's like you're kind of giving away instead of interacting.
Yeah, it's just different. Now that doesn't mean that it's worse, but it's certainly different. So when you see something like this, what's going on with Japan, and to me, they've always embraced technology way before, you know, we did. Maybe this is the future for us. You know, maybe people just being different fucking places, jacking off. Well, you were telling me about the virtual reality of the future with dining.
Yeah. So Samsung is saying, you know, they're trying to push the virtual reality idea, saying that this is going to be very important. And one of the things that they're trying to say, it will be a part of will be dining in the future, that restaurants or whatever, it will be incorporated in your dining experience, that you will be in virtual reality and then dining someplace that you wouldn't normally dine. Like now you're on a mountaintop or you're dining under the sea or things like that.
But why wouldn't I just do that at home?
I'm not really sure why specifically they feel that this would be better in that social situation, because normally going to a restaurant was social. Even if you're not going with someone else, you're going to a public space.
Oh, absolutely. So now you're going to be there in your virtual reality glasses, and you're not going to see the people who are in the room with you.
Exactly. Like, why would you go out to dinner with anyone to then plug into something?
Maybe this will help people who dine alone.
Right. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Don't feel like I'm lonely.
Well, in Korea, they're really weird with it because there's like a whole subsection of people, of women, who just eat food online, like on a webcast, and then men just watch them eat. Because this is why they say why, is because men don't want to eat alone. So they don't have girlfriends or whatever. So these dudes in Korea just watch these women eat like fucking ramen or whatever. And the women get paid money because they're just paying them money to eat. They're not doing anything sexual. They're just eating.
Do they answer questions or talk? Or
some of them talk, but a lot of times it's just women just having dinner, and dudes are just paying them and watching it.
So your show is, it's time to put this on because I don't want to eat alone, but you are alone, dude. It's a TV tray watching TV, except for the TV is now eating dinner instead of being trapped on a fucking island.
Those are the social media stars of South Korea. Women just eating food. I guess in Psy.
Oh, who's your favorite food eaters that you guys follow?
Look, let me just tell you this. The fucking future sucks so much dick, I can't believe it. It's just rancid.
Count me out.
Yeah, I'll be around for the mass suicide.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
No. By the way, for everybody who says that marijuana doesn't make you an asshole, that weed thing is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Here's Bob. Bob, what's up?
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up?
Hey, I just want to point out the positive side of that whole Japanese porn thing. For a long time there's been a world population explosion, so why not cut it down a little bit? I see that as a huge positive.
Well, it definitely could be a positive, but here's the other negative about this, is that the elderly in Japan are taking the full brunt of the economic thing.
Yeah.
And they would just like to lay down and slowly, rest for a little bit. But so it's fucking up the economics. Remember, years ago, it was always like, Japan's whipping our ass in this. Japan. No one ever brings up Japan anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
They're just jerking off and fucking eating ramen.
That's it. That's all they got.
Are we still saying that we're having a population boom and it's still a problem? Like, I remember that being a thing that people used to say maybe 15 years ago, that it was an issue. But do people still feel that way? Is it still an issue?
Well, what's the biggest family you know of, now? I mean, I had friends in my neighborhood that had 11 kids in their family. We used to go down to the shore. There was two. They were basically related. It was like a brother and sister. They had cottages right next. One had 11 kids. The other had 13 kids. So they would bring 26 kids down to the beach in these little cottages over the point of the summer.
God.
Now, if you hear of anyone who has 4 kids, you look at them like they're mentally ill.
Literally, the Gaffigans are the only big family I can even think of. I don't even know any personally.
People act like the Gaffigans are nuts. Do you ever notice that?
Yeah.
When people are like, what is with them? They Catholic freaks? You're like, it's not that big of a family compared to what people used to do. What are they, 5?
Yeah, there's 5. There's 5 children.
At least he makes them work. They're out there singing that song. Michael, Kansas City.
Hey, buddies.
Hey.
I'm 47. I've raised my children now. They're 20. My oldest is 22. I'm divorced for several years now, and I feel the same way, Ronnie. I don't want to invite somebody into my life to where you have to make adjustments to make them happy and go through all that drama again. It just seems so exhausting.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that the downside for people in their 40s. Like, why would I want to get back into that? You know?
Right.
Why would I want to do it? Particularly for women. I know a lot of women who have kind of given up dating, and because they're like, ugh, you know?
Just content with whatever social circle you have.
They have a social circle. They go out and to dinners and stuff like that without, you know, some dude is like, why don't we stay home? And I don't know what I want to eat tonight. I see it all the time. All right, this is a real newscast. Apparently, these two guys were moving freight, right?
Moving 20 pounds of weed through, like, Idaho.
All right, they start to get paranoid, and they pull off the road and call 911. This is a real thing off the news.
Listen to the call.
Madison County 911.
Hi, we're the two dumbasses that got caught trying to bring some stuff through your border, and all your cops are just driving around us like a bunch of jack wagons. I just really would like you guys to end it. If you could help me out with that, we would like to get on with it.
You got caught doing what?
God. Okay. We kind of got pooched here, trying to bring some stuff across your Idaho border.
Okay.
And, a bunch of your cops driving around a bunch of civilian cars, just not wanting to pick us up. I don't know what's the deal. I was just wondering if you could help us out and just end it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, maybe call one of them. I don't know. It's getting cold out here, man. I just want to get warm and just get on with this whole thing, so.
Okay. Where are you at right now?
University Boulevard, right next to the gas station and Applebee's. But all your buddies are around us, so if you can help us out, it'd be great.
Okay. All right. And is it just you, or is there anybody else with you?
It's me and my buddy that I brought with me, and then we have a dog that we're going to bring back to its owner, but,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's a really nice dog. She's not mean. She's a pit bull, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
She's really close to the car. She can use some food, too, so.
Okay. Yeah, and what was your name, man?
It's Leland.
Leland, okay. All right, hold on just one second. Okay, stay on the phone with me.
All right, thank you. Nice guy. You want me to jump in the air and put my heels twice, or what?
Do you guys have any, like, guns or weapons or anything on you at all?
We don't have any of that sort with us. Just a bunch
okay, cool.
Snacks and stuff, so.
All right. No, I just want to make sure that they're just curious. So.
Yeah. We tried walking away from the car a couple of times, and that didn't work. We tried waving them down, it didn't work, so I don't know what's going on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I do have one of my marked units. He's on his way over there, so he said he's on his way to meet you, so.
All right, thank you.
Holland Sward and Leland Ayala Daliente were charged with trafficking marijuana. Police say when they showed up here, both men had their hands behind their head. They told the cops they were surrendering, and the marijuana, which was inside of a dog kennel, was on the sidewalk ready for the police to take away. Both men pleaded guilty to their charges. When Ayala Daliente showed up in court to be sentenced, he tested positive for marijuana. Reporting in Rexburg, Idaho, I'm Nate Eaton, EastIdahoNews.com.
All your cops are driving around in civilian cars just ignoring us. But they're all around us, so you got us. Let's just get this over with. This busload of your child cops just drove past. I guess they're growing up to be older cops, but we got snacks, no guns.
It's like a bunch of snacks and stuff, so.
So they say that fucking marijuana doesn't make you a dumbass. And this dude turns himself in because he saw civilian drivers.
Because him and his buddy were stoned with 20 pounds of weed in the car.
Oh, my God.
20 fucking pounds. Going across borders.
She's a really nice dog, so don't worry about her. She's cool.
She's good. She's cold, though. Cold standing outside here with all your cop friends just driving by ignoring us. Your buddies, he says.
A bunch of your buddies are out here.
Then he says to his friend, he's a good guy. He's making this happen.
Yeah, he's
really good.
He's like a pretty cool dude.
They just couldn't take the tension of civilians driving by. There was a thing years ago where a guy called 911 and he'd been very, very high. and he's like, I think I died. I'm not sure. Will you get somebody over here?
Yeah, he was with his wife too. He's like,
Yeah.
we're really freaking out.
Yeah, let's see if we can find that.
All right, here's the call.
I think I'm having an overdose of this girl, my wife.
Overdose of what?
Marijuana. I don't know if it had something in it. Can you please send rescue?
Did you guys have fever or anything?
No, I think we're dying.
Okay, how much did you guys have?
I don't know. We made brownies. I think we're dead. Time is going by really, 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 really slow.
She's just laughing.
Instead of being charged, Perla.
This guy's just
Instead of being charged, the police department let the officer resign. His wife was not charged either.
Oh, that was
so
a
far,
cop.
He's a
officials
cop,
have not
yeah.
commented on the case.
Now, how do you follow a story like that? We'll talk about switching.
That's great.
I remember one time back in college, we were so fucked up. Anyway, back to you, Jim.
And now everybody's in edibles, right?
Yep, it's everything, anything, any food you want or beverage is inedible, and everyone does it.
Two sentences together. We made brownies and we think we're dead. It's so fucking great.
What was his line after that, too? But
Okay, how much did you guys have?
I don't know. We made brownies, and I think we're dead. Time is going by really, 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 really slow.
That's good. That's what happens with dead people.
Well, instead of being charged,
Then bring it down. That's what happens with dead people. Time will just go so slowly. God, that's great, man.
And I think we're dead. We are dead.
We're dead.
Like, I think we are dead, like
Yeah.
both of us.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at us, and I think we're both dead.
It's something that happens with dead people. So I'm calling you to come get us and make us undead.
We don't want to be zombies per se, but if you have a way to resuscitate us.
There is nothing worse. And obviously, we're talking about acid or any hallucinogens, but to be with someone that's basically like your trip partner and they go fucking sideways.
No.
And then you're like, oh man, I was just enjoying everything and now I'm settling in for a long, awful, terrible fucking night.
It's a horrible feeling. Because you got, 10 hours sometime. Like, depending on when the fucking shit goes down, like, you're done for.
With acid, it could be a lot longer than 10. When that fucking guy acts like everything's ruined. I'm like, dude, you're ruining it, man. I just want to be honest.
You're the bad part.
No, there's no strychnine in here. It's fucking making that up. Stop saying there's things moving through us. You don't fucking need to think about that. God, that's great. Bam, bam, bam. Chris Stanley is losing all his money this weekend.
Nope. This is when it all turns around.
How do you still have money to bet with all the losing you've been doing?
There is such thing as called payday loans, which, they'll give you a quick loan. It's the VIG's pretty high, but whatever. So that means I can fucking bet. And I'm very positive about the Cardinals. And the Broncos.
When you walk in for your payday loan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody surprised that you're white? I mean, does that give off a thing?
I'm like a Sasquatch going through there.
By the way, I watched the NWA movie last night. After reading, Charlotte Rampling said that this thing about, boycotting the Oscars is anti-white. She's like, it is racism, but to white people. You can't make us feel bad for getting nominated. But I watched the NWA movie, and it's such a great story, but I just think that the movie could have been done better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think it could have been a stronger script and probably better directed. But the story's fucking phenomenal.
Well, yeah. I mean, the NWA guys, that was amazing.
But that's only a couple of the guys are there. Then you got Snoop coming in. You got this crazy gangster, the
Suge.
Yeah, Suge Knight. You've got fucking Tupac showing up. all these Jimmy Iovine suddenly walks into a scene. You know, it's just like this one weird scene that all these kids were together. Then as you're watching it, you're like, by the way, two of these guys grow up to be, you know, moguls. Cube and Dre are gigantic in the business.
Yeah.
Dre's $500 million from the headphones.
How is Cube's kid in it?
There are times that he just reminds you exactly of Cube.
Yeah.
That you're looking at it and you're like, but there was a part of it, like, it's a little bit of a Lifetime movie to me. I wish they could have found the structure of this thing a little more. And I also hate when people shoot violence that doesn't look totally frightening. That's what gives it more of a TV movie thing to me. You know what I mean?
Right. That if you're going to have it, why not?
Yeah, you got to Scorsese it. You got to, Tarantino it. You got to really bring in the tension. I just felt like that kind of stuff was lacking. But the story itself, the whole Straight Outta Compton thing that these kids went out and kind of just explode. I mean, really, it if you're going to be honest about it, it's probably Cube's lyrics that were the real game changer, And when you watch it, you see that they're kind of fucking around. Like, I remember when I heard NWA, it sounded like is this the revolution that starts? You know what I mean? But when you see them doing it, they're almost doing it from a Scorsese, Godfather type way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're writing this like, isn't this funny and badass? Like Tarantino lyrics.
Right, instead of actually giving the full perspective of the whole thing.
Yeah, you're not listening to revolutionaries. You're listening to entertainers. And Cube was fucking brilliant. And the fact that Cube just had like the #1 movie open last week, and the kid who wrote those lyrics can make a movie now where he drives around in a van with his children that annoy him. I mean, it's a stunning story.
It's pretty crazy. Because they could not have been more feared by the general population.
Everybody. Yeah. Everybody's like, what the fuck is it? I mean, it was enough that cops were like, we think this cop was killed because he listened to a record. That's how fucking sideways this whole thing got. How edgy. Real that fast. Now, have you seen the movie yet, Chris?
I haven't seen the movie. I've heard mixed reviews.
So you just go on the reviews?
No, I'm still going to watch it. I mean, it's NWA. I just that's all I've heard so far.
I'm just wondering, who would you have given the Oscar to? I don't feel like there was anything in that felt like it was Oscar caliber, but I could have probably also said that about the lead role in The Martian.
Yeah. I think it's strange that ended up being, I mean, it's pretty clear he's the favorite right now. It's what most people are saying.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think it's Leo.
Oh, right. I'm forgetting Leo.
I think Leo is, and I haven't seen that movie yet either. I mean, this is one of those things that if you get nominated for a big movie like that, you're doing okay for yourself.
Right. But even so, I mean, definitely with Matt Damon's role, that was not the big starring role that I thought.
Doesn't feel like an Oscar role. No.
Not at all.
And even the people who like Leo aren't crazy about that movie. And then people are like, oh, the girl's great in Room, but you shouldn't see it.
It sucks then.
Yeah.
Like, you'll never believe his performance because you're never going to see it because you wouldn't like it.
Well, that does happen quite a bit with, Oscar type things. But in this case, who knows where it went to,
I still think Eddie Redmayne's going to take that. I mean,
he ain't going to take it, dude. They're not going to give this kid fucking 2 Oscars in a row. He's not Tom Hanks.
I thought his name was Redman. Redmayne?
Redmayne.
Gotcha.
He was great in Les Mis.
Well, that's not what he's up for, dude.
No, I know, but I think I haven't seen this movie, The Danish Girl or whatever.
Then why are you saying he's getting it?
Because I don't think the rest of the field. I mean, I know they want to give it to Leo, but that movie wasn't that good. I did not like The Revenant.
Neither was this movie. Nobody's going out to see it.
I think it's a trans thing that's going to put him over.
Oh my God. This is why I can't have you go off and cough like that, Gail, because then he just starts talking stupid. Look, let's get back into dumb stuff. What do you want to talk about? Falling down, or do you want to show videos of you?
No.
I know Sharon's bringing you a sandwich today.
Yeah.
What kind of sandwich?
Hoagies, I believe.
Sweet.
Oh.
Where she came, drove him up from Philly.
Yeah, she actually just signed in.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be exciting.
It's gonna be delicious.
Yes, Chris. It's a hoagie. It's definitely a hoagie. But when are the Oscars anyway?
February 26th. The Grammys are in between.
And I really am kind of turned off with these people acting like that who gets nominated is a race thing. I mean, I think that's as stupid as I think it's as dumb as the fact that we have male acting Oscars and female acting Oscars. If you're going to do that, why not make a black and Asian Oscar as well?
Yeah, why not? Then everyone wins.
Why don't we get rid of the actress award? We just have that as actors, and where we used to, and that'll be male and female. And when we used to have the actress award, we put that as black actors, and see if that doesn't make everyone happy. And the black Oscar goes to,
or just keep female and then just like keep dividing, like, and the best black female artist. Just get more specific.
It just seems the dumbest thing in the world to complain about who gets these somewhat stupid awards, which is now, a fashion show.
Yeah.
More than awards.
It's way more that. It's that and the song and dance and all that kind of stuff. It seems, I certainly don't disagree that there is an imbalance or...
There's an imbalance in roles, though.
That's where the issue is, that there's an imbalance in the type of roles that are available to people of color. But I would say also that it's that putting the value on the Oscars is not the best thing to do for the cause. It's not about the Oscars. It's about good work. So if you say we want more representation at the Oscars, you're putting the cart before the horse. You need to really think about what kind of films are made available. And
I definitely would have given an Oscar to the Black Stormtrooper, though.
Yeah.
And the Oscar and Best Actor goes to the Black Stormtrooper.
I would have rather given one to the guy who fought him. The other stormtrooper who had that baton thing that fought him with the lightsaber. I think that guy deserved the Oscar.
You watched that a lot harder than me. I did not watch it that much that I know that was that guy a black stormtrooper too?
Couldn't tell what race he was. He just yelled traitor at the black guy.
Well, he was right. You are a fucking traitor. We trained you. And it's not even like you went AWOL. You just turned on us.
Yes.
You just decided we're bad people.
He's like, fuck the First Order or the Empire, whatever it is.
I bet you can't wait for the next one, Rogue Warrior or whatever it's called.
That's Rogue Squadron? That's Rogue Squadron. That comes out next year. They're going to get the plans to the Death Star. It's a prequel.
Big Steve Austin said, Ron, amazed that guys named Dr. Dre and Ice Cube weren't actually Thomas Paine type intellectuals. Oh, I'm not saying that they weren't. First of all, if anything, they were much smarter than I thought they were at the time. I basically thought that this was like the Bloods and Crips making music to let us know that they're coming to kill us all. People that don't remember what the early 90s race break felt like and think that this is, one of the more racist times ever. No, that fucking shit where the riots went down in L.A. and started springing up around the country, with the OJ trial where black people and white people being completely divided. No, it felt like it was really coming down then. It really felt like I don't see how this country can hold it together much longer. When you saw people burning up their own neighborhoods and it was on CNN and the cops wouldn't even come in, it was way worse than Ferguson.
Yeah.
And then those little Korean guys would be up on top just fucking shooting down into the crowd. The guys who own the delis and shit. So, yeah, when you heard NWA and any of the... Who's the
Public
East
Enemy?
Coast? Yeah, Public Enemy on the East Coast. You're just like, oh, shit, there's a revolution, and I'm on the other side of it, I guess, huh? All right.
Fear of a Black Planet.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And, that stuff got co-opted very quickly by corporations like it will always do. I mean, the thing that you did there is you took these guys and you put them in the business, They're
part of it now.
Yeah, they're part of the machine.
And now hip-hop's more pop music than anything else.
Here's our buddy Pit Doc. Pit Doc.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey.
Yeah, I was just thinking, they're talking about it this year. They're so outraged. Whoever's in a movie this year, be it Denzel Washington, Lawrence Fishburne, whoever, they got a lock on next year's Oscar because they're going to overcompensate like hell. Doesn't matter if they're in a piece of shit or not.
Here's the bad thing. Doesn't that seem bad? Like next year, if somebody gets nominated, you're like, okay, you happy now? You're like, well, this person really is a good actor.
Look.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think anyone looking dumber than Will Smith and his wife.
It's not a good look.
It looks so bad because of the concussion thing. It looks so terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
You think he has a concussion?
No, because of his movie concussion getting the shaft.
But you don't go, look, I didn't get nominated, so the hell with these awards. What are you saying? That if he did get nominated, you would act like, okay, black people, I'm here for you. How does that help anyone else?
It doesn't.
If Will Smith gets more accolades.
It's 100% self-serving, which is why, it was just the wrong battle. Like, it was just approached in a really terrible way.
Those two are fucking crazy.
It looks awful. Because you also know that if he was the only person of color who was nominated, he would be there front row and center.
He'd be like, this is a thrill. Did we ever go back and find the thing about Spike?
Joe? I'm going to guess no.
We can't hear you, Joe.
We email Chris the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you guessed no for wrong reason.
I'm a dick. I'm an asshole.
Why did you guess no?
Because I saw Joe make a face on the camera.
Why can't you believe in him?
Oh, now they're sending it to me.
Resending it. We send it to you.
Okay.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, so
hey,
you guys,
Sharon here, by the way?
Yeah, she's in the booth.
Well, send her in to say hi.
Vito, escort Sharon into the studio, please.
I don't know what she's doing in the city. Left the city of brotherly love to the city with much worse spread. Sharon, good to see you. Hi. Have a seat. They're hugging. Everybody's hugging. That's so nice. Sharon, what are you doing up in the city?
I'm at Broadway Con.
Whoa. What happens there?
It's like a Comic-Con for Broadway.
I had no idea this even existed.
Brand new.
Wow.
I am at what's it called? The first one.
Are you a Broadway fan?
My daughter.
Yeah.
I have one of those theater kids.
Right.
So yeah, all we do is auditions and plays.
What's the big Broadway show right now? It's the
Hamilton.
And this is the hip hop.
Yes.
Look back at Hamilton. This is one of those things where you think, okay, life doesn't change, but then who would ever expected that even 5-10 years ago?
Apparently, it's based on a book, so it wasn't obviously not an original idea. But this guy, also the guy who's starring as the genie in Aladdin, they have this improv rap group.
Yeah.
And it kind of just came out of that.
You know, out of all of us who goes to see the most Broadway? Chris Stanley.
That's right.
Isn't that weird?
Broadway boy.
Found that I like musicals.
Really? You love the musical?
Because I know you like Les Mis. That's your jam.
I like the movie version of Les Mis a lot. Like I don't know. I think it's really impressive when they're all singing the same song at once.
What was your all-time favorite Broadway play?
Well, Book of Mormon was the one that I loved the most. I mean, fucking love Book of Mormon. And then I saw the Fela musical.
Is that the same guy who's doing Hamilton?
Book of Mormon?
No, Fela.
Fela? No. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
What did he do before this, though? This is his second big thing. Look it up, Vito.
Let's see. If my daughter was here.
She loves it, huh?
Oh, loves it. She's right now at a Spring Awakening panel. After that is When the Stars of Fun Home. Then the big opening musical production number starring the Hamilton People Plus.
And she gets to see it all. She's going to be going crazy for that.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Well, we always do that thing. It's right when football season starts where down in Times Square, all the people from the musicals come out, right?
Yeah.
But they're in their regular street clothes. And I don't know why, but I find it amazingly cool.
It is
But it's
cool,
gotten
yeah.
so popular now.
It is. It's massive.
Yeah, I just watched on New York One. But my thing is, I went to see, maybe like 2 years ago, Randy Newman went to do his failed musical, right? And he shows up and with people from the cast, and they don't act out the whole thing. They just sit on stage and do the numbers, and it was amazing. And I saw Paul Simon do the same thing about 8-9 years ago. I could do well with music or acting. I love plays, but when people break into songs,
it's tricky.
It takes me out of it pretty quickly.
But I feel like everyone, has a certain perception if you don't like certain types of musicals or whatever. But I think that there's one out there for you. You might just not have found it. Because that's how, the way I feel about Hedwig. It's an incredible.
Yeah,
it's
I feel the same way.
Incredible. The music is incredible, and the movie is great.
And we know we're all going to go see the Bowie one when it finally comes out, and they will do it, because
now,
the way everything blew up, and they're like, oh, people, now we can sell them Bowie stuff because they can't have him anymore. But I also saw, and I thought I was going to see it ironically, the Jersey Boys. And that thing is unbelievable. And it's unbelievable storytelling. Like, you literally lean in on the story part of this, and the movie didn't have any of that. The movie felt faker than a Broadway musical. But there was a scene, like, when they, I'll never forget this, when they first start to hit. And you know how they start to do that, like, magic and, and for some reason you feel like their backs are to you and they're facing a concert. And you could your heart just stops. You go like, this is one of the most amazing visual tricks. I feel like I'm on stage with them. So, but I also went to see the Rocky thing too.
Oh, yeah.
And that was funny. And I got mad because people were cheering for Apollo Creed. I'm going, you're missing what we should be doing here. But in that one, whatever you want to say about it, they're in the ring, comes off the stage and into the front rows, right? And while they're boxing and it's very choreographed, the ring is spinning. And again, you're like, I don't know how something like this could even be pulled off.
That's crazy.
I've talked to people who have invited me to be backstage for plays because of the way they change whole sets and all that. And I got to do it sometime. Because that part of it is just phenomenal.
I think that would be just like the most electric experience going. Because any theater, it's like that feeling backstage is so cool. But if you've been in one of a theater that size to see what they're doing, it's crazy.
We could do a musical on Chris Stanley's life.
That'd be great.
I got the drunk right here. His name is Chris Stanley. Boy, he gambles and loses. He drinks and loses.
My wallet.
Yeah, he takes drugs and loses.
Well, I'm going to gamble and win this weekend. That's for sure. Cards, +3. Broncos, +3. Locks. It's a Broncos-Cardinals Super Bowl. There's no way this doesn't go down.
You always feel that way, though.
I feel really good this time.
Do you remember the confidence you had last week? I'm just trying but just try to remember the way you felt. Was it similar to this?
Shits all over that confidence.
We should do something to screw up your jinx, by saying if you win, you have to take us all out to dinner and then run naked down the street, or something that makes you lose even when you win. Because you're not going to just win. The universe won't let you.
I just need a win. Just give me that W. Just give me that W. Give me that win column once. Well, it's happened twice this weekend. I know it is. The Cardinals are going to beat the Panthers. We all know this.
Here's what's going to happen after one of these gambling things. I'm going to get a call. I'm going to have to go downtown. They're going to open up that drawer and pull him out.
Oh,
is this Chris Stanley? And I'll be like, yeah, that's him.
Don't say that. It's gonna
I hope they.
Then I'll go with this. Why did they cut off his penis and put it in his mouth? What was the lesson? What was the mafia lesson that they were trying to teach him?
Why would they take the dick out of my mouth in the morgue? Why would they leave it in? Can I have some sort of goddamn...
Because somebody who knew you had to say, oh, yeah, that's
Otherwise,
how I
he
know
wouldn't
him.
recognize you.
Yeah.
The severed dick, obviously.
Joey, you're not a gambler at all?
Not really. I don't really gamble. I don't know the spread that well. V rules.
What people can't understand about +5? How is that difficult?
It's not. It's fucking easy as hell.
I mean, I get it if you go to the track, you're like, wait, am I doing math? Am I figuring stuff? But this is just plus points.
Yeah.
Or minus points.
So it'd be like they have to win by 6, right? Or like they win by 6,
God
cover
damn
the spread. Chris, you've taught me nothing. On gambling.
There's nothing to teach. If there's +5 or -5. If it's -5, they gotta win by 5 or more. If it's fucking +5, lose within 5 points. There you go. But they ain't gonna lose because it's good. So it's a goddamn Broncos Cardinals Super Bowl.
Oh God!
And you feel like you're going to cover early, and it's going to be all taken care of.
Yeah, the Cardinals defense is badass.
You figuring by halftime it's beers and bumps for you?
He'll be all happy and smiling.
I feel like kickoff should be that fun. I feel so confident.
But
that's too early.
Look, the Cardinals wide receivers are ridiculous. It's not this bullshit ragtag Seahawks fucking party of nothing. It's the Cardinals. They got Carson Palmer. He's not going to be tentative this week. He's going to throw it up. Bruce Arians is the goddamn swag master. He's the quarterback whisperer. I watch his football life. I know all these things about the guy.
As much as I want to see your celebratory scopes this weekend,
No, we've never seen that. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah.
It's always down.
I want to see you with stacks of money.
What's up? Bringing it.
I feel what I'm going to see is sad, snowy scopes. Sad, lonely, snowstormy, winter storm Jonas scopes.
It's going to be a goddamn Jonas Brothers party because there's nothing but money being made this weekend for me. And if you pay attention to what I'm saying, for you too.
Why don't you say a Catholic prayer to our Lord?
All right. It's the Hail Mary and the, what's the other one? Hail Mary, full of grace. The Lord's with you. Hollow is the name.
Why would the name be Hollow?
Like that's a good thing. Hollow.
It's just empty. You mean?
Hollow is the name.
There's no meaning to the name.
The kingdoms come.
Ew.
Not like the will thy done. The will thy done.
You make me think there isn't a God because you'd catch on fire right now if there was one. The will thy done.
The will thy done.
You think he said thy will thy done, which is weird because it's one thing to not know the prayer, but it's another not to just know the English language.
But it's old English. It's that Bible English.
The will thy done.
Did they try to teach you every prayer at the same time? Were you wearing headphones? Were they each coming in on a different channel? I got infinite. The will thy done is the last thing I believe you said.
The will thy done. Done. It is as it is in heaven. I don't know how it ends.
Or begins. You're off.
And the middle's pretty bad too.
Can I ask a question for?
No.
Is there something to do with deli bread?
Deli bread?
Mary, you give us the deli bread that we love so well.
Right. Get into the deli bread.
All right. The will thy done. Thy will be.
Why?
The will thy done. Give us your daily bread.
You're threatening to demand.
That's how
Those are my terms, God.
Give us your daily bread. The Lord is with you. Amen.
He just jumped back. He just jumped back.
Oh, wait, that's from the beginning.
Yeah. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You are assured to lose everything right now.
Big guy upstairs knows I'm trying.
No, he doesn't. There's no way.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
I think you've pissed off the leading lady, too.
Yeah,
She's
sure.
hard to get upset.
There's a big guy upstairs. He's dropping shit books on you right now. You deserve to lose just based on that alone.
Cards
how he
plus
leans
3.
in and points at us. Like somehow that helps.
I got it. I got that line right. Cards plus 3.
Give us your daily bread. Give it.
We demand the bread.
Please.
Broncos plus 3. Cardinals plus 3. Point Town. We're living in Point Town.
So you're taking points both games?
Yeah, I'm taking the home dog. I'm taking the road dog.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. What?
The sound of the nums.
So I gotta take my earbuds off every time that starts.
Well, I take my earbuds off every time he starts speaking. You're a show killer.
No.
You're like whatever that Death Star is.
Star Killer Base.
Yeah, the Star Killer Base, except for it's the audience killer base.
Oh.
You can't make noises that people hate.
All right, I'll look. Well, there's only one more week of football left.
Do it again. It sounds like you're sucking the world's smallest penis.
That's just points of meeting up to nourish me.
Yeah. All right, we got to get out of here. So, Sharon, are you going to any of these things, or you just...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going back. Luckily, I had a friend's mother who was willing to take control of my daughter, or I couldn't have even done this.
How old is she?
She'll be 15 on Monday.
Oh, man, what a great trip to New York to see your heroes. And you guys take the train up, or?
Yeah.
That's
we took
so
the train.
fun.
Yeah.
You're going to get out
home.
before the snows?
Mm-mm.
Oh, boy.
No, we have a room through Monday. So
you're perfect. You're fine.
We'll just stay
Yeah,
here.
you'll be fine. Are you staying in Midtown, or?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So I just walked here. Yeah.
All right.
So we'll see everything.
That's it for us. Anything else we need to plug, Chris?
What's that about on Periscope coming up around 3:10ish?
Coming up around 3:10ish, and then also, of course, go out and get tickets to our buddy Big J Okerson. It's his first big special. And then also, Chris refuses to pump this, but I'll be with My Wife Hates Me February 9th.
And you can pick up tickets at ComedySeller.com. ComedySeller.com for the My Wife Hates Me Valentine's Day special, hosted by Ron Bennington and special guests.
Ron Bennington.
Bennington.
I will be done.
No, not no.
No?
No, why
Wait,
not?
Yes. Well, yeah.
Why won't his will be done?
That's it for us. Not only will we see you again in 1974, but Gail will see you again in just 10 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!